Now, welcome. I was muted. Are you on? I got my son. We're hanging out, and yeah, welcome. We are gonna
Yellow?
pick up where we left off. How's that sound? Can you help out? I got an introduction. My son did the video. That's nice. I'm absolutely happy that he's taking an interest in what's going on, and yeah, maybe you'll see him streaming some stuff real soon.
Hopefully.
So welcome. Let's get our board up because yeah, we're here. We're gonna work on some stuff, but just a reminder, we are here, but we're here to like answer questions. We're here to answer questions. That's the main thing. But we'll try to do some cool stuff along the way. But yeah, we want to just be available. I know it's Friday, I know it's the holidays, and I got kids, so I might cut it short a little bit today. And we really don't have an agenda. Nick, welcome. Happy to see you here. Happy to see you here. And yeah, let's go. So yesterday was cool because I thought yesterday was cool. I was really happy about the outcome yesterday. And maybe today we shift gears a little bit. Here's what we're gonna do. I'll introduce myself. We should probably get some music.
Look at the chat.
Hello from India. Oh yes, thank you so much. Welcome. Yeah, when you drop in, say hi. Let us know where you're from. I'll introduce myself. I'm a Spring Developer Advocate.
Yellow, not Bajoggies at all.
That's Jonas. That's Jonas. We got to figure out how to do our. Oh boy,
There we
we're
go.
having some technical difficulties. My son can't seem to keep his hands off of stuff.
Alright.
Good morning from Canada. Like all over the place.
Wow.
But I don't have a timeline. No agenda. Let's get some music up. That'll be fun. Just a little bit to go in the background. We got a new setup. My son also helped me with my studio. We got a new setup. We got all sorts of new stuff set up. Got a new microphone place. I feel like I got my audio stuff figured out. The mic is right in front of me, so hopefully you can hear us. That would be valuable, I think. Why am I not hearing you, Logan? Oh, because I don't have my headphones turned up.
Yeah.
How about that? Can everybody hear Logan when he speaks?
Can you guys hear me?
AKA Java Grunt Jr.
Hello to the best Java dad.
Why am I not?
Yeah.
Hey, Tukes. Why am I not hearing Logan come through here?
Oh, they can't hear me either.
They can't hear you.
Not my
Let's see what's happening.
Oh wait, my settings is probably still set to the.
Let's see. Let's see if we can make that happen. I've got the. Let's do it like this. How about now?
Well, I mean, I'm testing with my headphones and it's not working.
Okay, we'll figure it out. I mean, we unplugged a lot of stuff yesterday. We plugged a lot of stuff in.
How are my headphones not gonna work?
I don't know.
Oh.
Oh,
Now can you hear me?
there it is.
Yeah. I
There
had
it
my
is.
thing muted.
Okay. And I think we got some music. We can.
He said not bogeys at all. I did it in the beginning, maybe I was scared.
Right
Can you hear
on.
me now?
Let's go. I think today what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at this other project. I can hear you in the headphones, and I got the music.
I can't hear you in the headphones.
You can't hear me in the headphones? That would be interesting. Oh, maybe because you've got yours muted, and that's the right thing. We're sitting right next to each other. So Junior has an Echo. Okay, Roboduck, thank you. Let's see. Go to your audio and that's probably right. Go up to the top of it and let's mute that. Go to close that box. Close that. And then go to the StreamYard Studio. One tab over, right click or control click.
Wait, what?
Control click on that one.
What?
Yeah, hit the control button and then click on the tab. One more time. No. There, and then put down to mute site. And let's see if that helps. Does that help at all? Let me do.
Do I still have an echo?
We're trying to fix Jabber Grunt Jr.'s Echo.
I think I'm remember when you gave me like a $2 headphones.
Wait, what?
I think one point you gave me $2 headphones.
Yeah. Wait, that fixed it, or it's still an echo? If that fixed it, then we're in good shape. Oh, still an echo. Okay. Well, here's what we can do. I can go like this. I can go over here to my audio, and I can change this. So, I'll bet you that fixed the echo.
Is there an echo? Echo.
I'll bet you that fixed the echo, but now they can't hear the music.
Oh, he's
All right.
Robotech said no.
So how would I? There's a solution to this. I just don't know what it is off the top of my head. I want the stream. Yeah, we'll figure it out. So we have this other project. We've got bits and pieces around, but we had this other project that we really haven't gotten to yet, and I think I want to like finish over there. And this is where we're doing the
What are we trying to
I
figure
gotta
out
be
here?
careful. Pink Emma might be around, so we're wonderful. Thank you everybody for the help on the audio. That's an important part. I know it's kind of the toughest part. So I'm gonna make sure that I don't have any tokens for Pink Emma to steal. And I'm gonna say good morning and welcome again. But now what we're gonna do, I think, is I'm gonna start like doing bits and pieces of connecting this YouTube analysis piece. So I'm gonna remind yeah, questions are welcome. And I'm gonna also say, and this is from Robert, I will make mistakes. So when I say this, I'll make mistakes, please keep me honest. When I say that, I'm quoting a friend of mine. A lot of times, right, he wasn't the first to say it, and they're not the first to say it, but when I quote, sometimes when I say things, in my head, I'm quoting a friend. And that makes me feel good. So I just wanted to let you know. And what else? Like, yeah, if like you're new here, I'm going to talk about Spring Boot. I'll figure out like what the big bucket is. Raspberry Pi, ARM64 stuff, SBCs. Because you know what else?
What?
We picked up. We picked up a Raspberry Pi 5 yesterday.
We should experiment.
It was the last one.
Let's do it. Let's experiment.
We should do that.
Yeah, we should experiment.
Should we make this one the thing that we do the YouTube analysis with?
What's the YouTube analysis?
So we'll build this. You put this together, and we'll build this. I got a case over there, right there. There's a red and white case. So here's what we'll do. We're going to.
This one?
I took away the unbox. I should have done the unboxing as like a. Oh, we're taking it out. Yeah. Oh, the unboxing of a Raspberry Pi 5.
I bet you thousands of people already done that.
So here it is. It definitely looks different. It looks familiar, but different. We took away the little project cam, but it's a Raspberry Pi. It looks familiar.
Is there a way that I could set up that other camera?
There is, because you're gonna do that. So give us a minute. We'll get organized, because Logan's gonna set up the project cam.
I want to set it up right here.
Yep. And I'm gonna help him get organized. But here's what I'm gonna do, Logan.
What?
I'm gonna turn off your mic,
My mic's already off.
and I'm gonna turn back on the music, and then we're gonna do this YouTube analysis with OpenAI. We're gonna do that. We'll land it on the Raspberry Pi for fun. So let's get your other camera set up. Yeah, because you're gonna have to unplug the mic and use the same plug for that camera.
What?
So while he's getting set up, I think he can handle it. I'm going
Need another
to
adapter.
what?
Need another
Nope, you
adapter.
got to just unplug your mic
Unplug my headphones.
and plug that in.
Just use the mic from the Mac.
So I'm gonna remove you from the screen while you organize. I'm gonna switch over to this.
Are you just wanting me to use the mic from the Mac?
I'm gonna just want you to talk loud and clear. Actually, yeah, and use the mic from the Mac.
Can
think that'll
anybody
work.
hear me?
Wait, no, you're not on the screen.
I'm not. Oh.
All right, now.
Can anybody hear
Yes, yeah, you're coming through.
Wait, no,
Right.
you're not on the screen.
So but
Bro.
you gotta hit the mute the site. Why is it coming through there? There's a volume button on it. Yeah, turn that all the way down. There, that ought to work. All right.
Give me that Raspberry Pi.
No, get your camera set up. Are you good?
Yeah.
All right, you got to turn the camera onto the thing. We'll get it. We'll get organized here. Hold on.
Oh, Kia cam?
Yep,
Oppo?
that's the one.
Camera resolution. Oh, that's dark.
All right, so
That's
let's get
real
it.
dark. I
Let's
need
get some light. Get you some light. Oh, yeah, be careful. It doesn't flip all the ways.
Which ways does it flip?
So this is the camera,
Well, I need some light down there.
right? Wait,
It's dark. Maybe if you move it, I'll have more light.
wait, what's happening? Oh, yeah, so that's the right way. So we got to get some light here.
Oh, that's dark.
We have this one that might be plugged in. Let's see. We'll do all the stuff.
And you also got 30 phones down there. You got 2 phones down there.
Please continue to hold. Wait, that's that. I need this one.
I'll keep it on the chat while you do this.
Alright, where's this one plugged in?
Oh, Icon 33 joined.
Icon. Icon is a friend of the stream. I gotta teach you how to do shout outs, Logan.
Me?
Yeah,
How do I do shout
I'll
outs?
show you.
Also, why did you encase your Raspberry Pi in your headphones?
Alright. So, do we have enough light there?
No.
Oh. Maybe.
Nah, it's like warm.
Yes, that's this is up here. This way.
Bro, man. That doesn't feel right.
It doesn't feel right. How do we get better light over
Get
here?
it closer.
Yeah, well, that works.
Can this thing like twist back? No.
We'll get it figured out. Slide. We gotta be careful because we got stuff plugged in. Over here. I don't know if I can do a whole lot better. But we'll call that good. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna unplug this over here. This is
That looks better.
This computer is called what? Okay, so I gotta.
Does that look better?
Here, let's pull it up.
So warm.
Let's pull it up. Hold on. So let's go to here, and let's. Wait, what?
What'd you do?
I'm trying to figure out how to show that better. Oh, it's not in focus.
It's because you gotta get that thing. You need to focus it.
Oh, there, look at that. There we go. Teamwork makes the dream work. Here.
Perfection.
So can you line it up? It's a little crooked. Yes.
Bro, man.
About that.
Now we're gonna have to refocus it. All right, perfect.
We're better.
Yes,
We're better.
much better. All right, we finally got it figured out.
Wait, we have an echo now, so you got to turn off that mic.
My mic should be off.
Did that fix it? We've got a Raspberry Pi 5. Logan's going to put that together. And we're going to do this YouTube analysis thing. So we're going to do kind of two projects at once. We're going to build a Spring Boot app that's going to analyze our YouTube videos, our streams, and we're going to see if it can pull out like a decent clip or something. I'm working on this. I'm going to work on a different repo.
I need some network first.
You first have to create the operating system. All right, and we do that specifically.
How long does that take?
We do that in a specific way.
Does that take shorter than that?
Yep. But it's the same process, right? It's the same process. You know how to do the operating system.
I know how to do everything, Dad.
All right, we got to find a USB drive down in our fancy bin here. This one is definitely used. I think I have some that are unopened. Let's grab one of these. All right.
Let me see.
You do not have a USB drive, so you just want me to do it over here?
No, I want to do it.
If I do it over here, I can share it on the screen, and you can come sit right next to me.
It's on the screen.
No, that part. So,
This piece?
yeah, we got to do that, and we have to plug it in.
Do is just sit right there.
But we have to put something on there. We're going to use Ubuntu, and we're going to.
Did you just do that on your screen, and whenever you're finished?
Yeah.
Over here.
So,
I can do the rest.
oh boy. Here, I need a USB-C. It's right there, black. Right, no, left. One more, right there. That, nope, the black one right next to it. That one. Okay, USB-C to USB. We're gonna plug this in over here, and hopefully we can then take that disc. So we're gonna go from like 0 to. I need that USB. No, the one that I just gave you for the Raspberry Pi. Yep. We're gonna go from 0. So we just unboxed the Raspberry Pi 5. We are going to install Ubuntu. Hopefully. I'm going to open up the RPi Imager. And we are going to install. Here, come here. I want you to watch this part. We're going to install Ubuntu. So I'm going to put this.
Oh my goodness, I need to go get a hair.
Okay. You go get a hair thing. I'll be right back. Or he'll be right back. This is saying, hey, do you want to install a newer one? Let's put this up. Do you want to install a newer one? Yep. So I want to let you know, like all the like the video background and the intro stuff. My son did that for me yesterday. He used Adobe Creative Cloud. He found a better video background, and I'm happy. Like he took some effort, or he put in some effort on what we're doing here, and I think I'm excited that he's here. So we're going to choose an operating system for our new Raspberry Pi 5. We want Raspberry Pi, no, we want other general purpose OS. I like Ubuntu. And I'm doing that for consistency. I don't want the desktop OS. We're going to go ahead and do the server OS. And we're going to choose the storage. Hopefully it shows up. It did. And now we're going to do a couple of extra things. Do you want to give it... I don't normally like to put them on Wi-Fi, so I'm not going to, because eventually I'll put it into the Kubernetes cluster with everything else. So this one, I need a good name, and I have to shut down one of the other computers. So I need to do two things. I need to come over. Where are we? I need to come over here. All right, I need to put in passwords. Oh, I messed it up. It's too long. Sorry, I'm gonna try it again.
You look like you need some energy.
I have to have a long password because I got kids. It's me against them. Yeah, have a drink.
Yeah.
Oh, did I put in the wrong password? Why does it ask for the password again? Because I haven't updated that ENVRC. What?
How do you forget your own giant password? Okay, now that I think about that, that's kind of easy to forget.
Wait, what?
I said, how do you forget your own giant password? And then I said, now that I think about it, that's kind of easy to forget.
It's not really about that. It's that typing it without seeing it. That's the hard thing. So we're here. Why don't you put that in the case?
Alrighty.
And then we won't electrocute anybody or fry anything. See if you can figure out how to get that going. Now I can't see. You gotta stay in the center of the thing. There we go. We're just putting it into an old case. So we had a Raspberry Pi
I need some screws.
4 case. No, I don't think it needs any screws. I think it just snaps.
It does, if you want it to stay
Here,
safe.
let's see. Bring it over here. I don't think.
Look, there's screw holes. And it has spots to put in
Oh, it sure does. But we're gonna go ahead and do it without. We'll do it without for now.
You said you wanted people not to get electrocuted.
We'll do it without. So can you make IntelliJ use environment variables in the ENVRC? Or is that just for the terminal? So yes. So I do get and this is, it's a great question. So what I was doing in the terminal was trying to pull in my ENVRC files. And I think you've seen how I do this. I have my ENVRC. I use Duramv. And yes, and Pink Emma loves to get my password. So I've been extra careful on how I do this. Or I'm trying to get better at it. So here, for those keys, I'm calling out to my secret store, which in this case is Bitwarden, to pull down those values. So that's how I get it set up for my terminal. But inside of IntelliJ, those should be there.
I don't think this is made for Raspberry Pi 5s.
Oh, it's not fitting?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what?
Because
Did it
of
flip
that
around?
ridge right there.
Yeah, it sure did. It flipped around. Okay, so today we learned that we're going to have to switch it up. We are going to have to switch it up.
We're going to have to get a Raspberry Pi 5 case.
No, we have Legos. You're going to have to build a Lego case.
Gosh.
All right? You're going to have to build it. And don't worry, we have plenty of time. You're going to have to build a Lego case for it, though.
Alright, I'll go get...
All right? Hey, you can put it right on top of that green board right there.
Can I see a different board? Because I don't want to mess with that.
Yeah, you can. You can. All right? So, Logan's got a new project of building
This one seems a lot more fun.
a Lego case. And you have that box right there that we got.
Tan. Which one do you think would feel a lot better?
The brown. And you use those Legos right there that we got. And yeah, here, I want you to move this. we're getting organized. We are, we're trying. We are trying.
These are the ones I'm gonna use.
Oh, oh,
Why are you
yeah.
throwing something?
I mean, just don't spill them.
Why are you throwing
So it's a family affair, right? It's a family affair.
it? What's a family affair?
That's teamwork makes the dream work. So while he's doing that, I'm gonna come over here, and what we did, and we did again. This is all stuff that we've done on stream. So part of, I think, what I like to do, and I got sniffles. Sorry. Part of what I like to do, part of what I want to do, part of what I have picked up along the way is I want to like do it from scratch.
It fits between 7 pegs of Legos.
Oh, look at this. And it's not pinched in? It fits?
Yeah, it fits.
Fantastic. Well, that's nice. Doing things from
I have
scratch.
every size of things, but not
Doing things from scratch. And yeah, and just doing it in public. So all the stuff that we're working on, you should be able to follow along and do it. And hopefully as much of it will be done on stream. And then this project that we're working on, I want to go back. And sometimes we do fun things on the stream. So I'm going to use AI and the language models to go and and help us out. So let's do that. So I think I have it here. I think I have it in this project where I pulled in the YouTube Spring Cloud Starter. And I made some modifications now. Oh, I need to go. This is going to work. This is going to work. Let's make sure that we're on the latest and greatest. But I think this is going to work. So this is from Anand Rao, who has been on the stream. Let's go and show you what I'm working with.
Dad,
Yeah.
am I good to cover that up right there?
Yeah. Yep. The only thing that we need exposed is, the power and
I'll just have all the boards exposed.
the network. Yeah.
Do I need those pointy things?
The headers, no. We're only going to plug in a disk. Oh, and I got distracted. So we're building this. Oh, I didn't do my name. That's what I was doing. So I have to do this first. I got to figure out which.
Do you need any 1x2s?
I don't know. You have everything in front of you. So we're shutting down one of our clusters. So we'll do that kind of in parallel too. So not just one, but we're gonna have 3 projects going on today. So let's look at this. We have Cube CTX. Let's switch over to our basement cluster.
Do I need those?
And let's look at all of the nodes there.
Do I need those things? Yeah, do I need those things?
Wait, what?
Those like tan with the metal on top things? Come look. Those things behind the port. The network thing.
What are you asking?
Just, do I need them?
Do you need them?
Yeah.
No, we don't need access to those. We're gonna plug into here, network.
Alright.
We're gonna plug in one of these as power. I believe it's this one.
I'll just leave all those on down.
Right, just like this. So we're gonna unplug this one because you're gonna use this network and this power. So we're gonna unplug this one, and I'm doing that right now.
You're doing that one? Right
I'm
there?
gonna unplug. I'm gonna shut that one down cleanly, hopefully, so that we can use that power network right there by your workstation. All right, so I was looking Hawken. That's the name of the computer that's right next to him. We are going to go into that machine because we're going to shut down all of this cluster. So this cluster has a bunch of interesting computers. It's got some PoE Raspberry Pis. It's got a regular Raspberry Pi. It's got some Libre computers, some Le Potatoes, and it has a 96 core Ampere. So we're going to go in and we are going to remove all these computers one by one. So let's go into Hawken. And we're going to remove Hawken from the cluster. Maybe. This is not a good sign here.
What's not?
Oh, there it is. Okay. So it says system restart required. So before we take it out, let's just do this. Sudo apt update. Uh-oh. So something is happening. I had some other process doing the update. So I had something else happening. Oh, I forgot about the Prometheus node exporter bits. I think we're okay. I don't know. And if we're not, we'll just rebuild it. We know how to do it. We're not that afraid. So let's do this.
I don't.
I'm gonna restart it. Shut down. Hopefully that will get us back to where we need to be.
Oh my goodness.
I was hoping I'd get booted out and get back to my terminal. Is it hot down here or is it just me?
What?
Is it hot?
Yeah. Also, you're wearing a hoodie.
I am wearing a hoodie. All right, we're back.
Dude, you literally built the Legos that is going to make this as hard as possible.
Grab see if there's a bigger box that's empty that you can use for those. Or another spot. I feel like is there oh, here, let's use this.
Oh.
There you go.
Now I got something to put my Legos in.
Yeah, now we can get a better view of those Legos. There you go. That ought to help, right?
Yes.
And here, you can set things down. We're moving around. So over the break,
Where's that other chair? Can I sit it on there?
I just cleared that off for you to sit right there. Over this holiday break, my son has promised me that he's going to help me clean up this office. Robotech is the lucky recipient of a bunch of stuff. Yeah, that like I got stuff. Everything that's not plugged in at the end of this holiday break is being given away. Lots of stuff. So yeah, like just stay tuned for that if you're looking for bits and pieces and you want to glue Raspberry Pis together and Raspberry Pi projects are interesting. So we're here. We're going to make sure that Hawken came back up. Let's get back in there. And we're going to remove it from the cluster. Well, my son is making a case for Raspberry Pi 5. We're just going to do some other cleanup. Again, I don't have an agenda. So I'm going to call this, I had that one as Hawken. I was looking for another name. And I saw a good one on LinkedIn.
You only got two?
I think Hawken means discovery.
How'd you only get two 2x4s?
What?
How'd you only get two 2x4s?
I don't know. You can figure it out. You're smart.
Yeah, but you bought the Legos that are going to make it possible.
I'm never going to find it. So let's go back here. Why is it not coming back? Hey Logan, look at that computer with the red cord. Is there a light on? Nope. That one, a light on in there?
Oh, yep.
Okay, then
The red one with the green light flashing next to it?
let's see if we can get to it. Because it's not liking it. Let's go and see if we can get to it another way. I don't have everything figured out. But sometimes I have things figured out. And today's just not one of those days. Kucuddle get nodes -o wide. Hawken says it's not ready, so it's not back up. So I did something wrong. Or it's just taking its time to come back up, which totally could be the case. Oh, and it's Hawkins 00, first of all. So even though it's not ready, doesn't mean I can't get to it. Hello. Oh, there we go.
You want me to
Wait,
make
connection
look good
closed.
or
It just
make you protected?
What was the question?
You want me to make it look good or just protected?
We just want to protect it.
Alright.
Yeah, you don't have to make it look good. So now let's do the sudo apt update. And then we'll remove it. Right, let's get it up to the latest and greatest. And we're okay with replacing it. Wait, and Jonas followed me on LinkedIn, but Jonas, like, I'm trying to be a connection, man.
Okay,
Like,
so
let's go.
maybe this
We're having fun.
isn't the perfect fit.
Let's see.
It is pinching diagonal a little bit.
It's pinching a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, we don't want to pinch, and you got to get to those ports. All right, let's do the upgrade.
So it's gonna be an inch. Like
That's fine.
One peg.
It's fine. And if we don't like it, we can change it. So what I learned yesterday is when I get pinged in my ear, you guys get to hear it. So you guys will all know that if I get a beep,
Beep.
yeah, you'll know that I have to pay attention to my colleagues. So colleagues are over on the screen. That's what I'm doing when I'm looking over there. All right, so that's updating really, really slow.
Do you want that light sensor in the back?
Do I want what?
The sensor that's in the back of it? That
Nope,
thing?
nope, you don't need a... Nope, you only need those ones. Just like on that computer next to you. You just need the two, access to the two ports. If I do this right. If I do things right. Oh boy. So we had some issues. So let's try this again. I don't know why. But just retry it. And here's the thing. If it doesn't work, we'll rebuild it. That's fine. So let's learn how do we... K3S remove agent from cluster. So here, I think I know how to do this, right? This is what I was going to run. But is there a way of saying, like, purge that node? There is. There's like a... where we want to make sure that we get rid of all of the connections. Connections. I'll know when I see it. I don't know it off the top of my hand or off the top of my head. But we'll figure it out. What could go wrong? And the thing is, we're rebuilding this entire thing. So here we go. I don't think during envc work with IntelliJ, my Java app can't find the environment variables. Seems to be a plugin that adds support, but it's not compatible with the latest. So don't use the plugin. Let's go. So we went through this. So I used a better DirEnv. So I'm going to assume that you are like me in at least this way, where you've got the latest version of IntelliJ. So look at here. I don't have the better DirEnv installed. And now that I think about it, I installed this manually. This is what I'm using, DirEnv integration. Let's go to the plugin homepage and let's put that into the chat. So sorry, I dropped the ball on that question. Here it is. This is the plugin that I'm using, and this is the one that's working. And I got this plugin after a conversation with somebody from Jitter Ted's stream, and I'm going to be on Jitter Ted's stream later today. So shout out to Jitter Ted. He's on the West Coast, so he's not quite up yet. But that's it. That's the plugin that I'm using, and I had to install it manually, I believe. So give that a try. Jonas, give that a try. Let's see if we can keep going. I will be streaming with Jitter Ted later today.
Who's Jitter Ted?
Doing some pair programming. Awesome. Oh yeah. You're totally ahead of me. I had to do the same thing. Fork and just change that one value, the greater than or less than version. Yeah. Yep. You grab the fork that already had the change in it. They just haven't done a new release. That makes sense. Here we go.
Dad,
Hey, Java Grunt, any advice on Spring Boot projects to learn it and will eventually help me use its new AI capabilities creatively? Yes, that's why we're here. Let's go. Let's talk about that. So my son is over there building a new Raspberry Pi 5. What we're going to do today is we're building a Spring Boot app that's going to use AI. Maybe I am. Let's go take a look. So, but before that, spring.academy. This is the best place to start. You can see that I'm doing stuff. Yesterday we saw Ted Libby. He's out here. This is the place that I highly recommend. It's a lot of good stuff. Java Grunt Jr. standing next to me. I had him go through it. The thing is, like, you can do it in little chunks. I know that we're all busy, but it's got the guides that I always go to anyways. So a lot of these guides are the same as what you find over here on spring.io. Spring.io, every project has their little learn, right? And their getting started guides. These are the same. So they're always going to be updated. You're getting all the latest, greatest stuff here. So this is where I say to start, and I'll show you what it looks like. And there's books. I talked about books, but this, like, from zero to having something running, and we're doing it on a Raspberry Pi. So we're doing it on a Raspberry Pi 5, but we also have a Raspberry Pi Zero 2 here, a $15 single board computer that you can take and you can deploy Spring Boot 3 or better. You can deploy those projects to these small computers. Look at my son. Now, I'm going to tell you one thing from memory. You know how hot it is in here? Yeah. And why is it hot?
Because of the computers?
Yep. So, do you want that computer to get hot, or do you want it to be able to breathe a little bit?
Breathe.
Yeah. So why don't you just take one of those off, one of those covering plates off, so some of the air can get out, and that'll help a lot. All right. So that the hot air, fantastic.
Now I'm gonna decorate it.
All right, decorate it. Have fun. Because I'm not anywhere near. Here's where I want you to start, and it's okay. So I also want you to know that here, like, any questions, just a reminder, any questions at any level, I had a hard time asking questions for a big part of my career. Just like hey, like, I should know this. I should know where to go to find answers, or I should have that thing figured out already. Why am I asking these kinds of questions? And I wish that I had some place that I could go and ask questions. And sometimes it's hard to ask questions on a live stream in public for the same reason. So I do this. If you've got questions, you can grab time on my calendar and we can chit chat about whatever. But you can also reach out to me on Twitter. All my socials are here. Right? You can reach out to me on Twitter, email, whatever. Deshaun@deshaun.com. So yeah, ask questions. I want just that. I want somebody to feel like they have somebody like me that's been around for a while to answer questions. There's no agenda. We're building stuff today, but you can see how absolutely unorganized we are. So we don't have any goals. It's just, we're here. The main point of this is we want to be available. And if I can teach you a thing or two, like, fantastic. That's just bonus. That's bonus. So Ferrets. Ferrets will definitely take advantage of that. Also, love that you're doing projects with your son. You seem like an awesome father. Thank you for that.
Raspberry Pis you want to do? Because I can make this double decker.
Yeah, we'll unplug that one. Hold on. So I gotta shut that one down so Logan can do that one. So we just updated Hawken 00,
And I got the perfect.
and we are going to do this command. We're gonna say, hey, remove me from the cluster. Oops. This one. We're gonna say uninstall agent. So this is what I'm running on the agent. I'm saying, hey, take me out of the cluster. So with these Raspberry Pis, with all these devices, we're putting them into a Kubernetes cluster. And we're deploying Spring Boot workloads primarily. So now this is out of the cluster. This node has been upgraded. So let's do this, sudo shut down. Don't restart, but shut down. Okay, so we're done. Now you can unplug Hawken 00,
Is that this one?
the red cord and the power cord. And then we should be able to look at our cluster.
Oh, that's hot.
And we shouldn't see Hawken 00. Oh, it's still there.
Oh, this one's screwed in here.
Okay, well, you're going to have to unplug it then. You're going to have to unscrew it. Unplug it first.
It is unplugged.
Okay, there you go. We removed it from the cluster. I'm curious why it's not showing up here, or why it's still showing up here. There's a thing. This is the part that I forget. Here we go. These are the instructions. You can see it. I should probably be nice to myself and put these instructions somewhere. So I did the get nodes. Let's drain the node. I know that I need this one.
Still?
We're gonna say, hey, drain the node, Hawken 00.
Wait, so you're texting with something that's powered off?
No, so from the cluster, from the control plane, we're saying, hey, don't worry about that node. It's not there anymore.
No, this one's too small. Goodness gracious.
Does anybody else recognize that level of frustration? This is, I think, what I want. Ignore Damon says. But that's the same way right up here, right?
This one was too big.
Because this is,
This is the next size smaller.
It
Oh,
says-
it's too small.
delete empty dir data. Delete local data has been deprecated.
I want it bigger.
This option is deprecated and will be deleted. Use delete empty dir data. Ignoring daemon set managed pods. These. Okay, so I feel like that's going to take a long time. So let's try this.
Oh, I was twisting it the wrong way.
And it's doing the same thing. I feel like there was something. There's a shortcut where I can just get it to remove. Let's just do this. All right. Fantastic. It's gone. So I'm good with this. Whether that was the right way or not, we're gonna rebuild the whole thing because it's a mess, right? Let's go and take a look. Yeah, let's go and take a look. It's a mess. Something. Wait, it doesn't look like a mess right now. Oh, you'll notice the thing that's missing is Knative serving. I like Knative serving. That's where I get my scale up, scale down. stuff, and I was practicing with cluster mesh and Cilium. So I couldn't connect the dots, so let's just roll back to what's supported. So here we go. We are here. We removed Hawken. So he's unplugging Hawken very carefully. And I'm going to build Hawken 00. I picked up that name. I asked OpenAI to do it. Give me some cool Japanese words that I could use to name my computers.
Why Japanese?
Because that's what I started with. So we're going to enable SSH. It's got my SSH key.
There you go.
I'm going to give it a password. Big boy.
Yes. Do you want me to take the sand disk out?
Nope, you can leave that.
Alright. Ooh, this thing's warm.
Yep, and he's realizing how hot Raspberry Pis can get. So we're going to, on this, we're setting up the operating system so that it has some information already. So it knows how to connect to the network. What? That's a Raspberry Pi 4.
Oh, skinnier.
And we're going to give it the right locale. And we're going to, yeah, call it good. So now we're going to write the disk for the Raspberry Pi 5. Big boy. So we're starting to find our groove. I'm going to get a little bit more caffeine. We have no agenda. We want you to feel like you've got a place that you can go to answer questions. So we're doing things in parallel. We're going to do this same thing on a couple of these other nodes. I can't believe, okay. I was like, these little potatoes have not been there for 50 days. So the reason we're going to remove them one by one is because when we bring them back up, we don't want them looking for certificates on the same computer, but they're going to be from the old cluster, the old configuration. So we're going to remove these guys one by one. Let's remove the late potatoes. I believe they were the newest additions. This Electro 2GB is a fun one because that's a single one. We'll do that one. But we're just going to rinse and repeat. We're going to do the same things. Boom, look at this. We're making progress. So not just on my side, but on your side. Jonas is out here making progress.
So I only need the power.
And Jonas can hide his secrets from Pink Emma. We're making progress.
Jonas sounds like he can do everything.
Jonas is pretty awesome. And I'm very glad that you're here. Very glad.
He sounds like a cool dude.
He sounds like a cool dude. I haven't met him. But I can imagine someday at a conference somewhere, I'm going to get to have lunch with Jonas.
Is that what you dream?
You know, it's the thing. Like, I have internet friends. And someday, and whether we meet in person or not, that doesn't change the friendship, right? Technology is different now. Like, we're not pen pals. We're more than pen pals. Like, we've hung out together. We've chatted together. We've been on each other's streams in some cases, right? Icon. Like, we're more than pen pals. We're friends. We talk about life. We're going to upgrade this before we remove it. And then when we upgrade it, we pull it out of the cluster. When we rebuild the cluster, we're just going to be able to add it to the cluster, and we'll be in good shape. So yeah, it's gonna take a little bit of time, and that's okay. Like, we're not in a rush. So while that's happening, well, we got a couple of things going on. We're removing nodes from the cluster. We're installing. What's that?
I said that looks beautiful from the side.
Good. Well done. My son's taking pride in the work that he's doing. Like, what more could I ask for? Now, I'm getting some grief, and I'm also having a little bit of guilt because I have 3 other kids, just different ages. They're all girls. They're all cheerleaders, which I was. Here's a fun fact: I was a professional cheerleader.
I bet you said that on multiple of your streams.
I don't know. Did everybody know that? Did you guys know that I was a professional cheerleader in a past life?
I did.
My son did.
Yeah. This one's a bit taller.
But yeah, I've done these things. Ooh, yeah, don't force it.
It's a bit taller.
Yep.
Whoa.
So, hey, Abhishek, what we are doing today is thank you for joining, and you don't have to be here at the beginning, right? This is a place. I'm going to try to be here. I'm trying to get a head start on my New Year's resolution. I want to just be here, 8:30 to 10:30 on the days when I'm here. I will be here. I'll be on the street. So, thank you for being here. And what we're doing, we're kind of like doing a pivot from what we've been working on. My son is, we picked up a Raspberry Pi 5 yesterday. We got the last one at Micro Center, and he's building a case around it. Because what we're going to do is we're going to take this YouTube analysis tool and we're going to deploy it over there for fun. So, Emma, yes, I was a cheerleader. I didn't know that first time I'm hearing this. See, I don't tell everybody. So I competed, and then I was a coach. So I taught cheerleading at camps. I worked for the National Cheerleaders Association, and then I was also the head coach at the University of Kansas in the U.S., the University of Kansas Jayhawks. But yeah, cheerleading is how I met my wife. So yeah, I've been all over. I've been a national champion. I've been.
You've done everything.
Yeah, I've done some stuff. So here we are. And back to Abhishek's question, he's putting together the Raspberry Pi 5. I'm cleaning up some clusters, but we're going to dig into this Spring Boot project that we started several weeks ago. And we're kind of like doing little bits and pieces of it. So what we're going to do right now is I'm going to go over here to this client. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just remind myself what we're doing.
You don't even know what you're doing?
So yeah, I do. So the first thing is I should be able to go and get the caption. Like, let's download the caption.
I'm going to have to dive into our big old box of Legos.
Okay, you shouldn't have to. That's plenty.
Yeah, it's not enough to make a top.
You don't need a top.
I want a top.
Let the
I want a top.
heat out. Okay, I guess I won't argue. This is the first piece. We want to grab the transcript. So you'll recall what we were working on this week is like when there's a new video, we get a notification of that, and yeah, and with that we get the video's ID in that notification. So I'm gonna go to yesterday's. Oh, right, we have our disk for Haken 01. Right, that's what I called it. Haken 01. Okay, so we got a disk. So we can do this. We'll give that to Logan.
Ugh. Just a little too small.
Hey, put this in one of the blue drives.
Who is that?
Yep, one of the blue drives. The blue drives on the Raspberry Pi are the faster USB 3 drives. So we've not done that. We're going to go to yesterday. We're going to go to YouTube. And we're going to grab yesterday's stream. Morning Flow.
Alright, it's in there, I think. It's really loud.
We're going to do this. I'm going to click this. Because this is the ID. So I'm going to grab yesterday's stream. I'm grabbing that ID. And I'm going to put it in here. And the first thing I want to do is I want to make sure that I can go and pull that caption. So I've just got a test to go do that. Let's run that. And we expect to see the transcript. All right, that did not work. Let's see what happened. The YAA client. So did I do something wrong? I have the API key. I got to redo my
Alright, how does it look?
credentials.
Can I make a triple decker?
I don't have another one to put on there.
Aw.
So,
Well, not a whole anything to do.
but that is cool.
It's really tight, I'll tell you that. Yeah, you can't just pull
Here.
it out.
Yeah, if you want to make a triple decker, you can grab those. Those are both
Four?
Raspberry Pi 4s. Yep, be careful. But the most, it's got to be that switch. Let me see that switch right there. It's got to be that switch. So the most that we can put on here is 4. So
Why
you,
four?
yep,
Why
you
not
have
five?
4.
Why
Nope,
not
because
five?
we have to bring the power or network in, and then it goes out to those 4. So if you're awesome, you'll make it so that this fits on that board, and so does that power.
But is that the USB?
Yep, that's the USB power that'll power all 4 of them.
Alright.
And
First, I'm gonna put this and that on so I can make sure I get that.
yeah, there we go.
We don't
This
have to
this
run
is
it
the
out.
most collaborative I've been with my son ever. So I know how to do
It
this.
takes two before, Dad.
Yes, we have played It Takes Two before, but I said what I said. Oh, we're here. What is this? Oh, we're upgrading the Electro 2GB.
Dad,
Yeah.
am I gonna need that paper that's dangling out of this one?
That's for a camera. It would be cool.
So this one on the top?
Yep, put that one on the top.
Alrighty.
And yeah, you can unhook it from that little casing.
Yeah, hold on. Once I get all this stuff figured out. I want all the power going around.
All right, so we're here. The Electro 2GB is done. Let's go remove that from the cluster. We're just going to copy this command.
This might not be super encased,
It's fine.
but it'll just be.
Yeah, do your best. Do your best.
'Cause this is
Let's
heavy.
uninstall that agent from the cluster.
Google's talking somewhere.
All right, so that's
Clear off
that's
his
there.
desk a little.
We need to what?
Clear off his desk.
Here, give me the tools.
Like this.
Yeah, we're gonna have to clean off things. I need to get him better light over there. We're going to shut down and exit. So that node should be out of the cluster.
Turn the power back, and then network right here.
All right, so it says that, and then do you remember what we did before? We did this like drain, not Hawkins 00. We're gonna drain this other one called Electro 2GB. We're gonna drain that one. It says it's drained. Then we're gonna delete that one. And that was easy. All right, now let's remove these. So we can do these kind of things in the background. Let's go back over here. We've got to figure out our credentials. So Anand has been working on this. Let's go take a look and see if we should pull Anand's latest. He's over here on GitHub, and he has been on the show. Crew to Solve. So he made a YouTube Spring Cloud starter. He updated it 17 hours ago. Let's see what we're looking at here. YouTube service simplifies features usage. I want to see if we figured out I don't think we did. I only made those updates.
Alright, Dad.
Yep.
I am almost done fitting the network cable in there.
Oh, look at this. So he's updated this. So let's take his project and let's see if we can
Boom.
grab this. There you go. Keep going.
I'm gonna put this on the back here.
Fantastic.
The audio.
Fantastic, son. Yep.
I might have to take a dive into our bucket for this one.
That works. That works.
I'm running out of Legos.
I am hot.
I know you are.
Please hold.
I might want.
All right.
Don't let me forget that the 4 little screws.
Okay.
The
Don't forget the 4 little screws. Here we are.
in the case.
We are going to go grab Anand's project. So the way I've got mine set up is every time I open a terminal, this is for Jonas. Every time I open a terminal, I've got to give credentials. Every time I open a terminal, I've got to give credentials if you want access to my secrets. But just when I open a terminal. But every new terminal. What'd you do?
I covered up the power for the other one.
All right, you can fix it. That's the nice thing about Legos.
Yeah, but now I gotta completely take off the other layer.
And I'll bet you it's not gonna be that problem. So the way I organize my fun is I put my orgs into directories. So I can go here to clue to solve. And I can go to YouTube Spring Cloud Starter. And I can open that up. So this is Anand's project. He's taken some updates. I have some updates. Actually, I think I moved all my updates into a fork. So what I can do here is check out main. Yeah.
Goodness gracious. Spent all this time.
So I've got now Anand's latest and greatest. And let's see what we're looking at. He's using 3.2. We have an issue here with Spring Boot Starter.
Will that fit? No, it will not.
That's interesting. So let's do this. I'm just going to ignore that for the moment.
Bro.
And I'm going to do the same thing one more time. All right, we're bringing Spring Boot config, and he's creating a starter. So here we are. DevTools, of course. Starter test. The Google API client. I think that's the right version. All right, it's the newish version. Then, yeah, I'm just peeking through his dependencies, and everything looks good. So now, do we have instructions? And you know what I'm gonna do? While I'm sitting here, I'm gonna charge my watch, and I'm gonna ping Anand and see if I should be switching to this one. Give me a second. Anand is one of my buddies and former colleagues. Happy joy. Today's a good day. PR got merged. CF Java client. Let's go. There's Chris. Let me just ping Anand real quick. All right, just go straight to the source. And let's see if I can. I said, hey, I'm using the YouTube starter this morning. If you are around, do you want to jump on the stream with me? All right. So that's the other thing. Cool is like I use StreamYard so that I can like if you're doing something and you want help, I'm very comfortable like be nice like but come on, and we can look at your stuff together. If you're comfortable doing it on stream, we can just look at it together, and we can get help from everybody, which is always fun. So let's do this. We're just going to build this and we're going to try to use it and we'll see what happens. Okay. Because I didn't see any updated. I didn't see any updated instructions. So we're just going to take his stuff. And that's like an interesting thing is like he started, I took another step in a different direction and then he made some changes for my pork. So we're going to see like if we are still heading in the right direction. I want to make sure to give my stuff back. So what I did was I created a fork that he could reference, but I didn't create a PR because I wasn't sure if I was going the right way.
Now I can start putting second.
Let's take a look at Logan's status here real quick.
What do you mean my status?
Huh?
What do you mean my status?
I'm just gonna like do this. I wanted to look a little bit closer at what you're working on.
It doesn't look as good.
I mean, it looks cool from where I'm at. Well, at the end, we'll have to show that view. So we're gonna keep on going. So hey, Java Grunt Jr. is building the case for a couple of Raspberry Pis, and we're 4 Raspberry Pis, and we are going to try to pull in Anand's latest version of this YouTube starter. So the YouTube starter, the idea with these starters is you just drop it in, you drop it into your project, and you give it a property that says, hey, I'd like to use that starter. And then that auto configuration, that's one of the big benefits. That's one of the nice things. One of the many nice things about the Spring ecosystem, right? Versus like having a client and having to do all the configs. One of those concepts in the Spring ecosystem is like have some sane defaults. Make it easy to get started, have some sane defaults, and then give yourself the ability to adjust to what you need. So again, just for people that are new, I see we have some new folks coming in. I'm Deshaun. I'm a Spring developer advocate. That's my son is right next to me, Java Grunt Jr. We've got some stuff that we're working on, but questions are welcome. Like I want to be here to answer your questions. I'm gonna make mistakes on what I do. Just keep me honest. Like this is a two-way street, but you don't have to comment. You don't have to do anything. You can just leave me here on a screen next to you, or listen or do whatever. I just want to help. I just want to help. I might have the answer sometimes. I might not. But you know that concept of like talking to the duck. Like, hey, you have a question? Just talking about it out loud. I might be able to help. Let me be the duck. And we've got some cool folks that are joining us, and they can help too. So I talk about Spring Boot, Raspberry Pis, all the stuff, ARM64, single board computers, Kubernetes, build packs, and just getting to production, like just getting there. And later today, I'm going to be streaming with Jitter Ted. And here's where you can find his stream.
You're doing everything I did today.
What's that?
I said you're doing everything I did today.
We're going to try. I'm going to probably not stream next week. I'll probably do a little bit over the weekend, but it won't be scheduled, but I'll probably not stream next week. But yeah,
days until Christmas?
after the new year, yeah, Monday's Christmas.
Monday?
Yeah, but after the new year, in 2024, I'll just try to be here 8:30 to 10:30 on weekdays when I'm not traveling, when I can. And you can find all my stuff over here, and I have all the GitHub repos. I should probably put those somewhere. So here did we build this clean package? Let's do the install because I want to use it in another project. So we're going to build Anand's project. And we ran into a problem. And what is the problem? Let's see which Java version. We're using GraalVM. Let's see what we ran into. Perhaps I need to add some properties. I'm assuming assuming I need to give it some properties.
You have a lot of these black 1x4s.
Okay, so I know Pink Emma's here, so I'm gonna go over to another screen before I show my client secrets. I don't have an ENVRC, so what did I need here? I think it's the client secrets. .json.
Client secrets.
It's a way of like authenticating, right? It's a way of saying like I am who I am. I am this person, or I am this bot. So I can't tell if this is my secret or his secret or an old secret or a new one.
You're just telling everybody secrets?
So we don't want to give our secrets away, because then they're not secrets anymore, right? Then Pink Emma can go and use all of our open API tokens, which we're okay if she uses a few, but we know she's hardcore.
Who's Emma?
She's in the stream. She's a friend of the stream. Again, another person that I haven't met, but we're still friends. We're still hanging out together.
This one's going to be a lot more open by ports. Because I cannot figure out how to close it out.
So I'm guessing what's happening right here. Emma says my free tokens are drying up.
Good enough.
I need to figure out what properties I need here, and then I need to share. So I'm looking at his. I'm gonna go pop back over and I'm gonna look at my project. I did a fork of Anand's, and I'm gonna go see what I put in those properties, because it's probably the same thing. Uh-oh, hold on. I hear another. So I guess we're getting ready for a girl party.
What time is it?
Right now it's 9:49.
Alright.
Uh-oh. The Duram plugin doesn't work. It only loads my env variables once I install the plugin. If I try to change the env variables, it doesn't change in the application. Interesting. Only way to reapply is to delete the plugin and reinstall it. That's unfortunate. Let me noodle on that one. Let me noodle. And actually, like we're gonna run into that right now. So let's just see. I'm gonna go open my fork of this project.
Is this the right size?
The YouTube String Cloud Starter. So here's my fork. I'm gonna try to not show Pink Emma my secrets. Like that's.
Wait, so it's okay if you show everybody else?
No, it's not okay to show anybody.
Oh,
Not okay. Pink Emma's just always the first one. Here, resources. I have a client secrets JSON. I don't know if that's the same one. It is the same one that I had. I don't have any in VRC, and I don't have an application properties. So in my version,
second layer.
let me close this. Good job, son. In my version of this project, I'm gonna just run the same thing.
Alright, so I've got the network, now I need the power.
All right. So let's see if this one builds. This is my fork of Anand's project, but it's an old fork. He's made updates since. Okay, so in my fork, I have this authentication set up. So I can click this and I can go authenticate. And I choose my brand. And then it's writing that down to disk. So now I've got credentials on my system. So slightly different than the way An was doing it. So now, because I've got these authenticated credentials, I think that this test over here will work. And again, it'd be nice to be able to clean that up. But I'm grabbing the transcript from yesterday's stream, and that still did not work.
What's a transcript?
It's where the words that we say, the words that we said. So there's the video, right? And then there's the audio part.
Yeah.
But for the audio part, there was a program that listened to what we were saying and converted it into readable text. So that if somebody is hard of hearing, or if they're listening to something else but they still want to see what's going on, they can read to go along. Or, you know, my English isn't so great because I'm from America. Maybe it's easier for them to read than to listen to my accent. So we build systems like that so people can read when they can't hear or they can't understand what they're hearing. And then on top of that, you can imagine you could take that same thing that converts what it hears into English language. You could imagine that being translated. You know how we use Google Translate when we went to Montreal?
Yeah.
You could imagine doing that in real time so that if somebody was joining us from India, which we have somebody from India, we could have it translated.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get a copy of that. And I just don't remember. It's been, right, this week we were working on a different part of the project, and I definitely can't see without my glasses. So let me clean these up real quick. This week we're working on a different part of the project, so I'm just reminding myself where we were, because now we're getting back over to the AI side. We're getting back to what are we doing with this event data? So let's figure out what we're doing. The problem is I can't create this client. Client defined in this file. Unexpected exception. Couldn't resolve placeholder. OpenAI API key. So, Jonas, this might be exactly where I'm running into problems. I have here, I have OpenAPI key. OpenAPI key. I think I can get rid of this, where I've got too many.
The power is set up.
All right, keep on going. So you got two. How many nodes do you have? Two?
What are nodes?
How many of the Raspberry Pis do you have set up?
2.
Are you gonna go all the way up to 4?
Maybe.
Okay.
Depending on how I'm feeling later.
Fantastic. So let's see here. Let's delete anyway. Let's try this one more time. So here's what's happening. I am not getting my credentials either. My credentials aren't being populated. Let's look down here.
Oh, that's so much better.
And you can see, hey, it's
So,
having an issue. It's having an issue. But it said it couldn't find the Open API key.
I'm gonna go for a different,
I thought that's what it said. I just made a change. Unexpected exception during game creation. Yeah. Doesn't have this. So let me check one thing here. Oh, let me do this. Here's another thing, Jonas.
every single one of these parts that I have like sticking out from not having the right pieces, I'm just gonna decorate them.
We'll leave them because we can hang sensors off of them.
Oh.
All right, so here's what I'm gonna do, Jonas. I'm closing this. It didn't pull in my OpenAI API key because I opened it from the menu, and Josh Long said this. He says, try it this way. If I go to Fun Deshaun YouTube Starter, and I open it from the terminal, right where my ENVRC is. I'm going to move this over to see if I can show you, because I didn't see. Didn't I just have a .envrc file? I should have a .envrc file that's telling me my API key, and I don't. Why don't I?
How did you get these?
I don't know. For looks. So I'm gonna open it from there.
I wonder if there's a way we could hook these together, and then that could be like a wire spinner.
I don't know.
I bet you want to be on a 3D printer, so I hope we could 3D print something.
I am trying to figure out what's missing here. So I'm gonna open it from here, from that, and this just doesn't feel right. So I'm on the fork. I have my properties. I'm gonna do this. You might see a little bit of my secrets, but that's the same one. When I built it, when I built the YouTube starter, it asked me for credentials. And here's what I'll tell you. The other part of it is it put those credentials in my home directory. And then I reference that from the other project. So this isn't where I want to be. I want to be in the YouTube analysis project. Please hold. And apologize for my sniffles. So now I'm in the YouTube analysis assistant.
This is the last one I needed. I'm gonna have to take it off.
So now I've loaded my credentials into the terminal, and now from that project, from the YouTube analysis system project, I'll open it here. So hopefully my IDE has my environment variables. Do I need to do this? Import direnv? Oh, and then I froze. Yep, and then I froze. That's not good. Look at that. I can't do anything. So don't do that. That's a problem. And I think I ran into that before. So let's. We're not stressed out. We're not gonna worry. We're just gonna quit and restart. And we'll check and see if Anand is around. Haven't heard back from Anand yet. Well, let's just try that again. This time we're not gonna import direnv. I'm hoping that I get my environment variables. All right, this is where we're getting things. We're gonna close. And let's try to run this test now. So last time we didn't have our OpenAPI key, and this time we do, hopefully. There we go. So by doing my direnv here and putting those environment variables into my session and then opening it from here, everything works. So now I've got my session. And what we can see here is, so this is yesterday's transcript, and it's got timings in it. So that's pretty cool. So,
Dad, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get my Lego taker off first.
okay. So now let's do a little bit more interesting. We got the caption. We know how to generate an image. I'm gonna scoot over here. This is where we're gonna put all of these YouTube AI projects. Jonah says, if I add or change any variables, I guess I would need to restart IntelliJ. Well, clearly my stuff is broken at the moment. If I do it the way you just showed, yeah, let's see. Let's validate that for you. If we're doing the same thing, if I go in here, maybe I'm thinking, maybe for now. Let's just say maybe for now. Let's just do that for now. If you're changing those values, hopefully those aren't values that are changing a whole lot. Hopefully, I'm gonna hide from Pink Emma for just a sec because I'm not confident that the way I'm doing things. Okay, yeah. Hopefully here we're doing this in a way that we've got those keys stored someplace else, so we don't need to change those values that often. I think that that'd be a minor. I'm hoping that's a minor inconvenience, like it was for me. Like, let's just pull those down when we start up, and then we can keep on going. So we're here. We've got a client. I want to show this other project. GitHub.com. YouTube Atoms, and this is kind of where we'll bubble things up. So over here, we went a little bit further. This YouTube Assistant client, and I think I already actually have it. So let's do that same thing. Let's go to Fun YouTube Atoms. Let's go to YouTube Assistant Client. And I think I made changes here. I'm just catching up. I'm catching up to where I was last week. So I've got a bunch of stuff set up. We're going to bring up this project. Hopefully, I've got my secrets all hidden. We're going to close these things. And we got a few more tests here. So I want to look and see that I'm pulling in the YouTube starter, which I am. We're good. So yeah, over here, we've got some additional tests. What's happening here? All right, that's okay. Tell me a joke. So this is where we're just using Spring AI. Let's just make sure that works. All right, and let's see what we did. Unsatisfied dependency expressed. Error creating bean. Like, those will all change. So we got to change some of the beans. Yep, we got to change a bunch of this because a bunch of this we don't need anymore. Yep, a bunch of this we don't need anymore. Okay, hello. I just want to see like where it bopped. Okay, we don't. I'm gonna go in and change this. All right, we have our OAuth credentials. We're gonna use GPT-4. We don't need.
I couldn't find it. All I could find is these sweet tarts.
Is what?
These sweet tarts.
All right. I feel like I already deleted a bunch of this stuff. Yeah, I feel like I already deleted a bunch of the stuff. So I don't know right now. I don't know which way I should go. So Jonah says, I store all my applications secret in a Spring Cloud config server. I only need the config server credentials. Right on. I like to say, keep your configs and your secrets separate. If you can, keep your configs and your secrets separate. It works, have it in a nice place. You can encrypt them and do those cool things. But just from experience, because here's the thing. What I want you to be able to do is change your credentials a lot. And if you're putting them into a GitHub repo, then there's a commit and there's a history of them. And you don't need to announce those things. The credentials, rotating your keys, creating a new credential every so often shouldn't require a redeployment of credentials. And there's systems to automate that too. Like Vault can do a lot of that for you. So right now I'm confused at where I want to start. We don't have to do this. And I feel like I'm in the wrong project. I'm gonna go back here. Let me go back over to this one. Image generation request and response. Image size, like we have our sizes, our client. Right, so I don't have to do it this way. Or is that what we're doing? Right, YouTube service download caption. We did that already. So we made those changes. This works. The next thing I want to do, which I think I can do, is like once I've downloaded the transcript, let's give it the prompt. Right on. Yep. So updates should be enough. Yep. So I got the sniffles. I'm hot and I got the sniffles. That's not a good combo. So what we're gonna do now is I could generate an image, but we're not. What I'm gonna do is, again, I'm gonna go back here. This project that I'm working on was all taken from Lab Every Day. I gotta do the sniffles. So here, I got the sniffles. I gotta go blow my nose. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna be right back. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just put Logan up on the screen.
Mom needs me to make a wow fridge.
Okay.
So
Logan needs to make a wow fridge. He's gonna. I'm gonna go blow my nose, and I'll be right back. All right, we're back. We're going to keep on keeping on here. We are going to add. We're going to go look at Duan's lab every day. This is the project that really like put me down this path. I'm going to go look at his app. I'm going to look at his prompt. And his prompt, he starts off by like telling the AI, here, right, you are an expert content editor. Right, here's the prompt. Blah blah blah. Provide summary here. Answer questions here. Let's do that. Let's see if we can figure this out. So how should we break this up? We don't want to do the generate image. Let's do a analyze transcript test. And we're going to auto-wired a YA client. Sure, it might throw an exception. Let's see how we've defined it. This is what we're doing. We're going to just like go through these steps. We're going to reach out to OpenAI. We're going to say, do these things for me. So yesterday we had a stream. And the idea is we want to just make this automated, right? So yesterday we had a stream. It starts REST template. Okay. We can use AI client. This YouTube client goes out there. We populate. That's good. Create a prompt. Let's do that. No, we want to analyze. We want a string response, and we want to say analyze transcript, right? And what we want to feed it, yeah?
Every time I build a layer, it like moves its way back a little.
That's okay.
Alright, so now I'm going to go to the buffer and then I will be on that one.
Okay. What we're going to do here is we're going to feed it a prompt and a transcript. So now we're getting into the AI bits, right? We're going to like, we have the information and now we're going to talk to OpenAI. So with that, we're going to do something similar to here, where we had the create prompt. This is me thinking. This is me just thinking. Yep. Let's just grab this. Of the given text. Let's just do that. The simple prompt, right? Simple prompt. Thinking. We did that. We did that. Revised prompt. Image generation. I'm looking at my other project. I'm gonna go look at my tests in here. So you heard the beep too. Let's make sure that all my people are good. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. I wanna make this simple problem. So I'm looking over here, and we did this example. Let's wire up our. Let's just take this. Right. Let's just do this. Let's see if we can do that. We have an AI client. We're back here. Let's see if we can run that same test. All right, talk, YA chat. This is fine. Oh, what do we have here? Oh, that was his thing. So I'm going to just try to get this super simple. We know how to get a transcript. Let's make sure that we can talk to our OpenAI this way. We have the YAA client, YA. That's loaded. Let's look at our AI client. Our AI client is our Spring AI. Like, fantastic. And what we're doing is, oops, going back to my test. I'm a little nervous right now. Hey, we want the joke. Hashtags. What am I missing here? Oh, I bet, yeah, I know what I'm missing. I'm missing the latest version. I've got 071 snapshot here. And let's see which version that we should be on. Here's where we should be. Is that right? Spring AI. No, this is all graduated. We're beyond that. We're beyond that. Please hold. I want to go and grab the latest. All right, this is YouTube Adams. Let's try to grab this. We'll use it. It'll work. Let's grab this dependency. Let's bring it back over here. Starter. Wait, 07 Spring AI. This is still experimental. 071 snapshot. Why is that not working? Okay. This should work. Yeah, we have something. What are you doing? Copy the same logger. Okay. What? Sure. Oh, did we pull that in? Oh, he pulled it in for that. Which is okay. Here, I don't need that. And I don't remember. The listener. I'm going to try to be consistent in my conventions. Let's run this. Like, just tell me a joke, please. Just let's get that to work. Talking to the AI, it should be easy. Missing return statement. Yeah. For now. Cool. Back here, doing little bits of progress. Uh-oh. Oh, we gotta pass in a prompt. All right. I'm less nervous now. I feel like I've connected the dots, and now we should be able to make some real progress. All right, good. So we should have. Why don't scientists trust atoms? Because they make up everything. Thanks, AI. All right. Here we go. So we're connected to OpenAI. This is good. Now we know how to, let's analyze the transcript. We got a transcript. We pulled it down. So we pass in the video ID. We get a transcript. And now we want to analyze that transcript. But we want to give it a prompt. So we're going to say our prompt. We're going to use this one from here. Of the given text. Here we go. So we're going to say this. That's good. Yep, I'm just going to do it this way. Hey, so hey, AI, this is what's up. You're an expert content editor. Your first task is to provide a concise 4 to 6 sentence, 6th grade reading level summary of the given text. Okay, that makes sense. And then we're going to pass in.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah.
Can I have a ginger ale?
What?
Can I have a ginger ale?
Yeah.
We also have Sprite.
Is your mom not up there?
No. She went to go drop the guns at Paula's house for Lizzie's party.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you want anything?
No. Thank you. Okay. Provide the summary here. Here's the context. Is that what I put in? The context. Yeah. So you're an expert content editor. So there's the prompt. And then when I do the analyze content, let's go into there. Let's see if we're doing this right. We're going to say, or just like this, YA generate. Right? It's going to be that easy. Hopefully it'll be that easy. We're trying to make this easy. That's the whole point. because I'm just getting my head wrapped around the different ways that we're doing this. So I have an AI client. I'm going to pass that AI client into this, right? No, I can use this local one. So I'm going to say AI client dot generate.
Okay, so Dad, with this one, I'm gonna like put a top on it, but I'm gonna have the open, like everyone has like an open part. I won't have the open part right here.
Perfect. Perfect. So what I'm going to do here is on the prompt, I'm going to do string format. I'm saying you're an expert, da da da,
Who's an expert?
and here's the transcript, right?
Dad, who's an expert?
The AI. I'm telling the AI that they're an expert,
But isn't AI
and
an
then
expert?
they're gonna. Well, we'll see. We'll see. So then we're gonna get back the analysis, and we're just gonna log it out.
Is there such thing as NI? Natural intelligence?
I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, I have natural intelligence.
Sure. So we think this is gonna work, and the way that I'm gonna say is like, hey, for our stuff, for what we're doing, when I pass in, I'm gonna say, hey, do the prompt. Here is your
Dad, don't want to forget that I put all the screws in the red casing.
context. What?
Don't want to forget that I put all the screws in the red casing.
Okay. I'm just double checking my facts here. You're an expert content. Let's do it this way. Where's this?
Alright, I got it out. Wait, are you just gonna like set up a camera on top of this?
What?
Are you just gonna like set up a camera on top of this?
Yeah. You are. You are.
I am?
Yeah.
And then this is supposed to be a giant camera?
Huh?
This is supposed to be a giant camera slash
Yep.
cluster?
Yep. Please hold.
Wow, that hurt. Alright. Last one. This is gonna be the hardest one.
Hello.
Little thing to do. First I'm supposed to do So Dad, I basically took your idea and turned it into this. It's crazy into the thing.
All right. You're an expert content editor. Your first task is to provide a concise 4 to 6 sentence, 6th grade reading level summary of the given text.
Why 6th grade?
So it's easy to read.
Not
Right? Because sometimes AI likes to spit out a bunch of fluff.
what's
So
fluff?
fluff. So here's what we're doing. We're saying, hey, here it is. And then in our test, we're passing in that prompt and that transcript that we just pulled down. And that's it. Right? Analyze it. Here is I'm gonna make sure that they know it's a transcript. Timestamps. All right, so let's try this. This looks like it should work, right? We've given it a prompt. We're going to pass in the information, and let's go. So we're also going to grab that whole transcript, which is fine. Then it's pulling down the transcript. Oh, and it failed. Okay, so the model's maximum content length is 4097. However, so I'm using the wrong model. Oh, okay. So I remember this. We didn't have.
Most case-in thing on here is the bottom one.
We didn't have the model set right when we did our AI client. Let me remind myself. Here's the default AI client. We have a default analysis client. I don't remember what that is. Right today. All right. Map. Analyze. Here we go. YouTube. There's the questions. We download the caption. Here's the question. We do all the things.
All right.
And then we're here. We get the different values out. How do I make sure that I'm using the right model?
All I need is pieces that build up.
Default analysis client.
Yeah. This is part of a droid, but it fell apart. It's stripping it for parts.
I don't need this. Yep, I don't need this.
I'm gonna have this part sticking out just because.
We'll get there.
All I need is parts that build up.
Nope. Yeah, client, the analysis client.
Yeah, this is gonna be the most makeshift case you've ever seen.
That's okay. Where did I? Let's go check out here. Let's go read the docs. How about that?
What now? Read a box?
Read the docs. Actually. Because we can do it with just a regular REST client, and I think that's what we were doing at first, but we don't want to do that. So we have a newer version. It'll be unstable for a week or two, okay. We don't need that just yet. Right. I think we need to go to GPT 4.5.
Oh, wait, is there any other train cars?
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't know off the top of my head.
See-through case.
That'll work.
If I can figure out how to take this apart.
Okay. This is fine. It all seems. The problem is I'm using the wrong model.
I'll get that later.
Okay, please hold. Whoops. Let's go take a look. Hello, hello, DMOC. Welcome. We are trying to get it onto the other side of the wall and connecting to the OpenAI using Spring AI. And right now I'm using the wrong model. All right, I think we're already doing that. All right. Let's go back. I don't need to do that. I'm just going to peek here. Okay. I'm trying to just read and figure out what's happening. And then look at my resources. Nothing. How do I switch? So the problem right now, the problem I'm having is that the model I'm using is only, it's because of my OpenAI key. The model I'm using is only allowing me to do this, and I've got more. So I need to figure out how to use that different model. And I'm pretty sure we did this already.
Yeah, the power is where the white stickers are.
What?
The power is where the white stickers
Fantastic. So here, we pass in the model here.
This is the hard part. Actually,
So maybe this is what I need to do. Work around the system a little bit. So that's how we do it for image generation. We're just using the REST template and calling that different endpoint, which is fine. But I'd like to do the same. How do I do that? Again, I'm going to reach out. I'm gonna reach out to somebody that knows more than I do.
So annoying. Don't waste my fingernails.
Look at this timely. Let's see if we can get here. Doo-doo-doo.
No. If this piece doesn't fit, I'm gonna be mad.
Okay, we have the AI starter. We're doing this. We have our key. We're good. I'm looking through docs. We have the dependency. We have the key. Adding another example.
Girls are home.
All right, we're gonna keep on. We're gonna keep on keeping on. We're gonna find what I'm missing.
It's 10:44. Yes. Finally. Only like 50 more. Yay. Wow. I might end up just using these as the top. Dad, I might end up using these as the top so it'd be easier to put the camera on.
That works. This is your project, son. You got this.
And then you have a big old fat space to put the camera on.
You got this. You know what I don't got? I don't got this different model.
It needs to be just
So DMOC, that is my son. We picked up a Raspberry Pi 5 yesterday. And this little stuff that we're going to do, we were going to deploy it over there. I thought I was going to get further along, as always, right? And now he's building a stack of Raspberry Pis. So after he built a case, the Raspberry Pi 5 does not fit in the Raspberry Pi 4 case. After he built Legos around the Raspberry Pi 5, he said, hey, let me add a couple more Raspberry Pi 4s to this little stack. So now he's putting a unit together. It's got a little switch and a power adapter, and he's making a stack with one Raspberry Pi 5 and 3 Raspberry Pi 4s, and he's
I finally finished.
and he's finished, and he stacked it together.
All right, now I need cords.
And
Do you have any short network cords?
all right, so right, those are your network cords.
I need 4.
Yep. There's more in the thin box. I think it's up there on the desk.
This one?
There is a box that's thin, but big. Nope. Back. Keep going to the back to the desk. That one has more of those cords.
Let's see.
One of the sides is already open.
Yep.
So now, yeah, over there, my Java Grunt Jr. is stacking things and making a nice little cluster of Raspberry Pis, just like we're doing. It'll get added to the basement cluster, which we're working on as well. But we're just cleaning up.
So it's like a mini cluster inside of the big cluster?
Yep, we'll have a cluster of clusters. That's what it is.
Oh, this is perfect.
So that's it.
Does it matter what side I plug in where?
DMOC says that is so cool, and I'm saying that is cool too. I'm really glad that my son is hanging out and helping out. But what I really want to do is I want to get this additional model set up, and I have the
Can't tell
key.
if I'm putting it in right because normally there's like a click.
Yeah, there should be a
I'm not
click.
hearing a click.
Yeah, if it doesn't pull out, it's probably in right. Yeah.
Right.
So we're looking at Duans, but right there, I believe there's a way to just say, hey, which model do I want to call? Where am I?
Oh, there's the click. Wait, what happens if you were to plug in that? If you were to plug in right here, but then plug this in right here, what would happen?
Nothing good.
Man, they really made sure these were nice and tight.
Let me just when all else fails, read the documentation. Let's see if I can figure out what's happening.
And now I need to get a different network cord to get this to get networked. Wait, if I plug these into the Raspberry Pis before this gets networked, would anything happen?
What?
If I plug these in to the Raspberry Pis before this got networked, would anything happen?
Nope.
Alright. So I'm okay to plug them in, make sure they all fit.
Right, prompts. ChatGPT's API has multiple text inputs within a prompt, with each text input being assigned a role. For example, system role, how to behave sets the context for the interaction. There's also the user role, which is typically the input from the user. Crafting effective prompts is both an art and a science. ChatGPT was designed for human conversations. This is quite a departure from using something like SQL to ask a question. One must communicate with the AI model akin to conversing with another person. Such is the importance of this interaction style that the term prompt engineering has emerged as its own discipline. There are a burgeoning collection of techniques. Sharing prompts has become a communal practice. There is active academic research being done on the subject as an example of how counterintuitive it can be to create an effective prompt. For example, contrasting with SQL, a recent research paper found that one of the most effective prompts you can use to start the phrase, take a deep breath, and work on this step by step. That should give you an indication of why language is so important. We do not yet fully understand how to make the most effective use of previous iterations of the technology, such as ChatGPT 3.5, let alone new versions. So prompt templates. Tell me a blank joke about content. For instance, consider the simple prompt template. In Spring AI, prompt templates can be likened to the view in Spring MVC architecture. A model object, typically a map, is provided to populate placeholders within the template. So I should use placeholders. The rendered string becomes the context of the prompt supplied to the AI model. There is considerable variability in the specific data format of the prompt sent to the model, initially starting as simple strings. Prompts have evolved to include multiple messages where each string in each message represents a distinct role for the model.
Power.
All right, so you can unplug Hawken 1, which you already did. Oh, now you need power.
Yeah.
So you got to find the power cord for that, which is right there. For the USB, the black cord on top of that. Do they all have disk drives in them?
2.
Only 2 of them.
Yep.
So that's Hawken 01 and Hawken
That's Hawken.
00.
That's
So we got to
the
get.
Hawken and the Raspberry 5.
Yep. So we got to get 2 more of those disks generated. You got to make sure those other 2 don't have SD cards in them.
Do I have to take them apart?
You got to take out the. You got to just make sure that they don't have SD cards in them.
Why?
How? Because if there's an SD card, it's going to use what's on the SD card, and we don't want to use that anymore. So I'll let you do that. Here, tokens.
SD card in it? Dad, how do you tell if there's an SD card in it? How do you tell if there's an SD card in it?
It's in the bottom, the little thin little card.
I didn't see any SD cards.
But did you look?
Yes.
You did?
Yeah.
So you're sure that there's nothing in there? I'm not sure. I don't know where you got those from, but I think there might have been SD cards in them. Just check. It won't take you too long.
Yeah, but I have to take it completely apart.
So yeah, take that top off. Boop, boop. Lift it up. It's on the bottom side. There's no SD card in there. Okay, good. You see it over on the end by the ribbon?
Yeah.
Point to where the SD card goes.
Right there.
Yep. Yep, and there's nothing there. All right.
To take the entire
Nope, only the next one down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the other two don't.
Please tell me this will come off in one piece.
All right.
They're not.
Bring your data to the AI model.
No SD
Retrieval.
card. See, I was right. You
Okay.
were wrong.
Good.
Now I gotta figure out how I have to.
Let's get started. We did that. We did that. We have our dependencies. I'm following along. Okay, we can create a new application down here. If I use Spring Boot AI,
Kaboom.
this is a project catalog available that covers more functionality. Add to the catalog by running the following commands. Stuff the prompt AI rag sample projects Spring AI API. Yep.
Shaboom. Alright, now I need power.
In a real-world application, it is most common to use the generate method, taking a prompt instance and returning an AI response. The prompt class encapsulates a list of message objects. The following listing shows a truncated version of the prompt class, excluding constructors. The message interface encapsulates textual message. OpenAI. Right, so on and
Alright, I'm turning off this desk.
set up the interface for Amazon Bedrock. A variety of models compatible with OpenAI are available, including those that can be operated locally. The standard configuration for connecting is through the base URL, which defaults to this. To link the OpenAI client to a compatible model that uses that API, you should just adjust this to the corresponding URL of the model. Okay, that's easy enough. So finally, let's go to api.openai.com. Here. I hesitate. Let's see. And we want a different model.
I think I deserve some sweet tarts.
You have earned some sweet tarts, my son. Here we go. The models. List the current models available.
Oh.
I want GPT-4. What's the URL? So here we need this bigger context. That's what we're trying to do. So
Wait, are you getting the turbo or just the normal?
I think this is the one. So let's go look. I think this is the one that we were pointed towards, and I can go back and look at Duan's, and I believe.
Wait, what are you trying to do?
I'm trying to wait. Where is it? I'm trying to talk to a different model. So here's the Dolly. Here, 1106 preview. I think that's what I want, right? There it is. So where?
The Max 76 wants to know what's happening on the second cam.
What? I already answered that. All right, so let's go over here. And what's the URL? No, not that. Excuse me. What's the what's the base URL for this model? Here we go. So it's this. Yeah.
All right, Dad, I've got power for the power. Dad,
Yes, son.
the power has power.
All right.
Now what?
Now you need one more. You need 2 more disks. Let's get you 2 more operating systems.
4 more, or no, 3 more power. No, 4 more power cords.
Wait, whoa. Wait, stop. There's 2 little boxes of USB. They're brand new boxes. Nope, not those. There's 2 boxes.
Where?
They are new. They got to be over there somewhere. We bought them just for this project. Yep, you got to pick all of those up off the floor. Fantastic. And let's take a look at those. Are those the right ones?
How many are in here?
I have no idea.
Oh, now we gotta keep them. These are not cords, I don't think. Oh, wait, no, they are cords. These aren't the right kind. Yeah, I need them to just go straight in.
All right. Can you plug them in?
No.
What?
I need them to just go straight in. That's not, I didn't build them like this.
Oh boy. Well, then you can't re-swizzle. Will those ones work?
These?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There should be a couple more that are shorter than those, but of that same brand, that same material. So I think that this is the end point. I think this is the end point that we want. So per the doc over here, wait, where was that part at? API, we change
I think
the
the
base
ones you're
URL.
thinking about are also like that.
Nope, those are not USB-C, right?
Oh, wait, yeah, these aren't.
Where did I just see that? We were just looking, we were reading right here.
I don't see any more on this desk. Yeah, Dad, I don't see any more on this desk.
All right, there's one. I'll bet you there's 2 more in my bedside table that you can grab. But we need 3 of those short ones.
Yeah.
So go look.
Yeah.
Bedside table, grab the short ones that are in there.
Do you have one in your car?
Not the short one. All right, we're getting somewhere. Where was the base URL? We have to change this. Spring.ai, OpenAI, base URL. So we're gonna put that in here. And we're gonna change that base URL to this one, to GPT-4 Turbo, hopefully, GPT-4 Turbo. Let's copy that. So all we're saying is we want to talk to a different model. So now we go back to our transcript and we're gonna do the same thing. Let's just run that again, but this time we have a different model, hopefully. It's gonna cost us more money, but all right, let's see what it says. Error creating beat. We didn't change anything else. All we changed was the base URL. Error creating bean with name YAA client defined. What's going on here? Base URL must end in, oh, okay. We can handle that. That seems easy enough. Go and get our stuff. So what storage are you going to use in the Pis? So that's a good question. So I've got network storage. I can do all sorts of options. Yeah, iSCSI or NFS or Minio is something that's on the agenda. But right now they just have USB 3, so that's what they're booting from. They're just having local storage. They don't have any network storage set up on the clusters right now. Oh, so we got to go authenticate again. Oops, I didn't want to do that one there. Please hold. I gotta switch out my screens here. Hopefully, DMOC, hopefully that answered your question.
Yeah.
Yep.
I found 2 short ones and then one that's like medium.
Okay. So let's do this. Hopefully in a good browser. Let's do that over here. We're logging in and authenticating so that I have. I've got a new key on my disk. Hey, Luis, what we're doing now is we're taking the transcript from yesterday and hopefully we are going to plug that transcript in.
5 has power.
Okay.
Finally.
Wait, now turn off the power. You don't want to be plugging in power just yet because you don't have your other 2 disks.
Why can't I plug it?
Yeah. Yeah, do that much. So that's what we're trying to do. So this whole time we've been trying to follow this project from Duan. That's what kind of started me down this path. And it seemed interesting. One of the things that I would like to do is get more people streaming using Java and coding live. So I'm trying to like come up with tools, you know, like I'm streaming more. Like what are some cool things that might help other people jump in and do more? So that's what we're doing. We're using Spring AI. We're trying to do the transcription. All right. Now you need 2 more disks.
Yes, I do.
You can actually plug in the bottom 2 since they've got disks. But at that point, you got to wait until I'm done over here. So at that point, you can go help Mom.
All right.
And yeah, we'll come later because I got to get ready.
For what?
I got some other stuff I need to do.
All right, the bottom 2 are up and running.
Oh boy, let me go check my calendar. Yeah, I'm not missing anything. But in 3 hours, I'm going to be streaming with Jitter Ted. So Luis, yeah, hopefully it's cool. Like we'll see. That's the plan. So let's figure out what we're doing. I'm just trying to do baby steps. All right, thank you, son. So we did our Byte Buddy, the model's maximum length. So yeah, we're still on the wrong model. I thought that this was going to be the thing that changed our model. So why? So here's what I saw. Here's what I expected. Right, OpenAI client compatible. Right, that's what I expected. Property corresponding URL. We went over here and we said, hey, we want to use this, which is part of GPT-4 Turbo. Wait, oh, returns a maximum of 4,000 output tokens. Is that where? Oh. Is that right? So it's the output tokens that's causing the problem. So what did I say? What did I do wrong here? Let's go take a look. Not that. We're here. You are a expert content editor. Your first task is to provide a concise 4 to 6 sentence, 6th grade reading level summary of the given transcript, which includes timestamps. All right. the model's maximum context length. No, so that's different. The context that I'm putting in should be different, right? So this context window allows 128,000. What time are the girls coming over?
They're here.
The girls are here?
Yeah.
Oh, so why don't you go get some clothes on? Get cleaned up. So I am still not using this model like I thought I was. What I thought I was doing was saying, hey, let's switch to the newer models by using this endpoint. So why did that not work? Why didn't that work? Because that's not right. I need a little bit more. So this makes an instance of the chat client that is backed by the Theo Canning available for injection. The Spring AI project defines configuration property name. The open API key. Yeah, that's still right. That you should set. Exporting an environment variable is one way to set it. Okay. And I should be able to. I should just be able to do this. OpenAI compatible models. The standard configuration for connecting to the Open API is through Spring.ai OpenAI base URL. That's what I did. Spring AI OpenAI base URL, which defaults to api.openai.com. To link the OpenAI client to a compatible model that uses OpenAPI API, you should adjust that property to the corresponding URL. And that's what I thought I did. That's what I thought I was doing here. So why is this not working? Yeah, so it's still using that one. So maybe I am doing something wrong, or maybe let's try the latest, which is risky, but we'll try it. So the documentation that I'm looking at is for 0.8.0 snapshot, right? So let's try that. Let's try 0.8.0 snapshot. And this is using Azure OpenAI, but that's okay. Let's try this. Let's see what happens. Hey, we redid our thing. Uh-oh, couldn't find the artifact. Let's try that again. Couldn't find Spring AI, OpenAI, Spring Boot Starter, 0.8.0 snapshot. Okay, so we're in snapshots. We're in this new space. Let's see if we can figure out where things are. And I'm going to go look at that snapshots repo, which you can as well here. We have a repo. There might be something there. There might not. We might have to build it ourselves. That's fine. We're looking at snapshots. And what did I say we were looking for? We're looking for org Spring Framework experimental. Org Spring Framework experimental. Then AI, Spring AI. Spring AI, OpenAI. Spring AI, OpenAI, Spring Boot Starter. I do not see a 080 snapshot. Oh, I see. What's the latest here? I see a 071 snapshot. What was I using before? Well, I was using 070 or 071. Let's go back. I was using 071, which looks to be like the latest snapshot. Okay, that's fine. And that's fine. We're gonna figure this out. We're using new stuff. I can also go build that myself, which I'm totally comfortable doing. So let's go over here. GitHub, Spring Projects, Spring AI. Let's grab this whole thing. And let's pull that down. Let's put in some secrets. And let's go to Spring Projects. And let's clone Spring AI. And let's take a look. Let's take a look at what's there. Spring AI. We're going to go to Spring AI, Spring Boot Starters. And we want this OpenAI starter. And let's see what's up. So we're here. All right, so here's what I can do. It looks like I want to build all of this. So specific integration test. Yeah, build the docs. I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna do the tests, clean package. Let's build it. Let's get, oops, you know what? I'm gonna do more than that. I'm gonna do clean install so that I get these artifacts in my local M.2. So it's gonna go and do some stuff. It'll take some time, but we're gonna build the latest snapshot of everything that exists inside of that Spring AI project, which is new. It's exciting. It's cool. And yeah, we'll go. And it's cruising. It looks like it's just pulling down a bunch of stuff, not doing a whole lot of work. So we'll give it time. I've not done this. We're just experimenting. We're out there. And the thing is, I could use a REST template to go and hit the OpenAI, but that's not the point. The point is I want to use Spring AI. And yeah, I want to make it easy so that when I switch between these models, I can have a little bit more fun and flexibility. The way that I look at Spring AI right now is if you've used Spring and you've used Spring Data, like Spring Data gives me this comfort and where I can be using MySQL one day with Spring Data JPA or Spring Data JDBC. I can be using MySQL one day. I can be using Postgres the next day. I can be using Oracle the next day. And I can even switch to a NoSQL. I can use like Spring Data Redis. And I still have this like comfort. I know where things are. I've got some consistency across. And that's what I want with Spring AI. That's what I expect. That's what I feel right now is like, I'm going to be able to switch models and I'm going to be able to do things like change my base URL and go and have some of these interactions, these common abstractions over the different AI models so I can consume it because that's the fun. That's where we want to be. But this is all new. And I'm just getting into this. So I haven't done a lot in this space. So this is the project where I'm going to learn about AI, and I'm going to learn it. My favorite way to do it is learning with the Spring team. You know, following their lead. They've treated me pretty well so far, and that's what I'm gonna do, and that's what I'm gonna share with you. But again, while that's building, let's jump back. Like I'm building stuff here, but like I don't have any goal or objective or timelines or anything. I'm just gonna be building, and I'm here. Like if you've got questions, ask about anything. It's like open, and I won't always have all the answers, but I've got friends, and I'm happy to reach out. I want to help, so that's what we're here. So we're building the latest snapshots of Spring AI, and we're gonna see if we can use them. I got some new toys. I got my new setup. It feels good. I still got a lot of cleaning up to do. And hopefully before we come back for the new year, hopefully we'll have, I'll be clean and comfortable in the office. And I'll have room for Java Grant Jr. to come in and help. And maybe even the girls, right? That they're taking an interest at all into what's happening in here in this office. That's exciting for me. I am just checking in with the rest of the team. Oh, look at this. Oh, build successful. So now we've got libraries to use. This is good. Now we should be able to jump over here and we should be able to switch this back to 8.0. Hopefully. Yeah, hopefully that's what version it is. Yeah. And let's see. Let's see if that works. We'll close that. We will close that and we'll go back to our test. And let's just see. Because what wasn't working, hey, Jonas, yeah, I haven't made a whole lot of progress. I was away for a while making some dinner. How's it going? I just built the whole Spring AI project, all the snapshots, and I'm going to see if I can use the latest version of Spring AI, the latest snapshot of Spring AI, to go forward. Now, I'm already running into something. So here I changed to the snapshot. I wanted to see my little Maven refresh. It says, hey, I can't find this artifact. It's looking in Spring Snapshots, but I didn't put it in Spring Snapshots. I have it locally. So let's do this. Let's remove these snapshot directories because I just built everything locally. And let's see if this helps. And still, it's again Spring Snapshots. But why? I just told you not to. What? Could not find artifact. Let's try a slightly different approach. We're not in Atoms. We are in Foundation. We're in this first iteration of this that we use. Okay. Let's just try this. Okay, so it can't find that, but did I not? When I did this, did I not? I did install. Installing that jar into ORCSpring Framework starter jar. So this is just telling me that it should be there, right? Well, that's the Bedrock one. But it should be in my M2. Oh, you know what? I'll bet it's not experimental anymore. When I go up here. Yeah, it's not experimental anymore. Right, it graduated. So I think what I want is here. I just want to take out this. Look at that. Okay, that makes sense. Refresh. Good. Fantastic. All right, we figured one thing out. Baby steps. So Demox says, their LangChain Java port out here I want to play with. It allows to switch between AI providers seamlessly. Yep. We have all sorts of options. And again, Spring AI team is going to be pulling that in. So it's weird because I get to see kind of behind the scenes a little bit about what they're doing and all the other cool stuff that's happening that just hasn't made it in. There's a lot of work and it's moving blazing fast. And they're making it so that you can do this again in that the way that you would expect with a Spring project. So Jonas, all I did was when I went out and cloned the repo. Oh, let me get there. I cloned the repo and then I built it. MVNW clean install. So that's how I got all the latest snapshots on my machine. So now I have a snapshot and with the warning, right? In the docs we read here that the version 8 is going to be unstable for a few weeks because it's moving fast. Somewhere in here, I think it was here. We were warned that version 8 was going to be moving fast and unstable for a little while. So I'm gonna reiterate that. I know I read it, here on the stream. So yeah, but I've been watching Josh Long for years take snapshots and be comfortable on snapshots. So why not? Like, I'll learn something. And sometimes I learn more from when things go wrong than when they go right. So here we are. We've got a project and I'm hoping that with this version 8 snapshot that I can run this. So this is the result from the last time. I'm hoping that I'm using the new model, the new endpoint. I gotta change something. ORCSpring Framework AI client does not exist. Did we change? All right, let's figure out what our client is called. I'm going to scoot over here to my external libraries. Can you repeat what the experiment project is doing? So the part with AI is missing. What the experiment project is. So here's what happened recently. Spring AI and Spring CLI moved out of the experimental project bucket over into the not experimental project bucket. So the Spring team says, yes, we're going to be investing in this thing. We've got resources, people, partners that are investing in Spring AI and Spring CLI, so they're no longer experimental. They have a roadmap. Is that what we're talking about? What I ran into today was I'm hitting the old version, the old model, the default model, and I want to use the new model. I want to use one of the more advanced models that costs a bit more money because I want to do bigger things. So I'm trying to connect this little Spring AI client to this new model, the GPT-4 Turbo model, so that I can pass in more than 4,000 tokens. That's where I'm at. Hopefully that makes sense. Did that answer your question? So the picture, and I've been messing with this for weeks, just kind of gluing things together. It started off a few weeks ago, and we kind of like done some tangents. But Duan made this great project. You can go check it out. I'll put this into the chat. Duan made this project, and I was lucky enough that he shared it with me. We went and took a look at it, and I brought Duan and Josh onto the stream. We talked about it, and this is written in Python. Like, nothing wrong with that, but I'm a Spring developer advocate. I wanted to make it in Spring. I wanted to level it up a little bit, and I wanted to just make it cooler. And we have the Spring AI project. I wanted to kind of use it. So we did this, and we talked about it. We understood it. We kicked off in that stream. We made some samples. We did some sample examples of like, how can we do this with Spring? And we went down the path, and it was fun. Then we made a project called YouTube Atoms. Like, we wanted to make this out in public, right? Do things in public. GitHub.com, YouTube Atoms. So you can see the projects here. And initially, we thought that we couldn't grab the transcripts from YouTube, but on one of the tangents, I went and figured out how to authenticate with YouTube, how to stay inside of their agreements and license and all that good stuff, and pull down the transcript for a video that I made. So I can go authenticate, and I can go pull down the transcript for the video that I made yesterday, for example. I can pull down that transcript. And then I can take that transcript and I can send it up to OpenAI. And I can say, hey, OpenAI, give me a summary of what happened in that stream yesterday. Give me a summary. But I can also do other cool things. Like, one of the things that Duan's project was doing, it's make a thumbnail for that video. We can do all sorts of interesting things once we've got the things connected. But these are just some examples. And I'm just trying to connect the dots, and then we'll build out more of this AI functionality as we go along. But this week I worked on the webhook listener. Hey, when I do a stream, like I did yesterday, when I do a stream and there's a video ID gets sent to me, to my application, to the YouTube listener that we were working on this week, then I can take that video ID and I can do the next step. So the idea is, let's automate all the steps. And that's what we're doing here. So this is the video ID from what we did yesterday, right? We can go and then say, hey, give me that transcript. But then I want to turn around and I want to send that transcript with some questions about it to OpenAI. That's where we're at. And then, of course, we'll connect it back. Like, once we got a good summary of what it is, I'll populate the description over on YouTube. Like, here's what we worked on today. Maybe I'll have it create the chapters for where the different parts are, whatever it is. But we're going to have this workflow around when I'm streaming, because my goal in 2024 is to stream every morning, 8:30 to 10:30 Central, so that you can come in and ask questions. But every once in a while, we'll figure out something, we'll do something cool. And it would be nice to be able to like share those things, right? Not many people are going to come in and watch a live stream after the fact, unless we've done something really, really, really cool. So we'll leave them there as a reference for how we build these things. And then I'll come back and I can look through those descriptions, and maybe one day, I'll take what we did, and instead of spreading it over 3 days, I'll put it into a 15-minute video. But I'll have all the reference. I'll have all the doc and all the times like where Jonas helped me out or Icon helped me out, and I'll be able to like reference them in a new video. But shorter, easier to consume. Like, hey, we built these things over days, but now let's make it so that the next person that comes along doesn't have to watch 9 hours of video to get done. Let's make a 15-minute video so that the next person can come along and build something cool. But we're doing it all in open, so we're putting all of these projects out on GitHub, but we're just doing it together. And we're doing some other side Kubernetes things and building Raspberry Pis and all that as well. So Jonas asks, do you have a Spring Cloud Gateway example to run in a Kubernetes cluster, trying to figure out how to set up my routes to work with the Kubernetes local URLs? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. So let's pause on this for just a sec. Let me see if I've done something, but let's go and answer Jonas's question. So Jonas, the repository that has that example, github.com, is Deshaun-dev. So Deshaun-dev should have a gateway. Oh, I know I'm about to embarrass myself. So let's do this. Let's just fix this. I'm not going to show you the POM. Let's fix this real quick. Let's go pull this project, which I should have locally. Let's just switch gears for just a sec. We're going to do this. Fun, Deshaun-dev. This is my convention in my fun directory. The next folder down is the GitHub org. So if you're wanting to follow along, and we have a dev Deshaun service gateway. Now watch this. I'm going to do Spring Cubed on this repository. I want it to get up to the latest version. I didn't want to show you what version it was on. So let's get it up to the latest version. I'm running the open rewrite recipe that says, hey, go and upgrade my project. This could be in my CI/CD somewhere. Eventually I'll have something that's just keeping my projects current. But right now, I'm not there. We're building this together. And here it says, hey, upgrade to 3.2. Now let's open that project. I didn't want to show you what version it was on. I was embarrassed because I got a lot of these little projects floating out around there, and I don't want, I want to kind of practice what I preach. I want to be on the latest and greatest. So just automatically, when I come into a project, let's just get it up to the latest greatest. So here we are. So whatever it was at before, I'm still embarrassed. So look at this. I didn't know that Spring Boot 3.2.1 was released yet. But because I just automatically run Spring Cubed, today, this is how I find out about Spring releases. This is literally how I find out about Spring releases. So I've got a couple problems here where I don't have a candidate. I haven't touched this project in a while on this computer. So I got to fix a couple of things. So let's do. So let's just do this together, right? We're here. Let's do SDK. No, let's just do Java-version. What version are we on? 2101. But which 2101? So is this my Liberica? I don't know. But we're going to do this. Now I need to update my Spring versions too. 0.0.1 versions behind. Yeah, I mean, all the versions, right? Why would you leave them on 3.2.0? I don't know what the difference is. I haven't gone to look to see, but if there was a CVE, I want to make sure that I'm patching it. I think I do know what it is. Because we saw earlier this week, we saw the Micrometer updates, the versions. We got a minor release of Micrometer, and the Spring Boot 3.2.1, I think I did see this. I think I talked about it, is updating those versions. So all those other projects, let's go review. We like to remember calendar.spring.io. So here's our releases yesterday, Spring Boot 3.2.1. Earlier in the week, we noticed that there was a Spring Micrometer release here. We had some Micrometer releases. And if I go and look at this, Spring Boot 3.2.1, I can go and look and see all the things that have been updated. If I go look for Micrometer, right, it upgraded a dependency version. So it upgraded to the 1.2.1, which just came out, or maybe it was 1.12.1. That just came out like a week before. So we have Spring Framework on the bottom. We have a bunch of other projects that kind of roll into the Spring Boot parent POM and that Spring Boot release train. So, right, there's these other versions. So the nice thing about Spring Boot is with Spring Boot, all of the versions, all the dependency versions of all the other projects, right? Let's go over here and look at those projects, spring.io support. Let's go look at all of these projects. These are all, yes, is Micrometer a Spring project? Yes. So it's, Micrometer is not a Spring project. It's an open source project with Spring engineers being the primary maintainers, but I don't think it's a Spring project, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, but it's covered, right? If you need support, this is where you go to get it. So yeah, I bundle it in, but like I kind of do the same thing with Reactor, which I don't think is a Spring project, but you can get support for it through the team over here. So yeah, we use it. Micrometer is like the core, the base of all of the observability in the Spring ecosystem today. And with Spring Framework 6, instead of what we were doing in the past, as observability became more important, it was kind of getting tacked onto the top, of your framework, and it was kind of hard to like figure out, hey, how do we see down an instrument all the way down? And I get goosebumps when I think of all the hard work that the Spring team did when they started working on Spring Framework 6. They said, we don't want to tack on observability at the end. We want to make it so that observability, we can instrument all the way down to the Spring framework. And that's where it lives. So some of the projects changed. Some of the names changed. Some of the things that you had to do in the past, it's just, you get it by default. But yeah, you have this nice new way of doing observability, and it's from the bottom up, from the ground up, from Spring Framework. It's included, and it's better across the ecosystem. As an example. So yeah, Micrometer, Spring, very important. So all these projects are always coming out with releases, and I like to point out, like, there's only a few weeks in a year where there's not some new project from this list, right? They're always working, and different things happen, right? Different demands, you're finding edge cases, you're finding new use cases. So the teams are just constantly pushing new releases. And and I wish I could explain to you how amazing these engineers are, that they are keeping track of all of these projects. They do an amazing job. They're supporting millions of developers that are using Spring and Spring Boot with not enough. If I'm being honest, there's not enough Spring engineers, and they do an amazing job of keeping up with the demand, and not just demand, but now, as you can see, there's new Spring projects that have gone from experimental, have gone from somebody's, I think this would be a cool project, to now they're getting back to, but now there's even more projects under this Spring umbrella that are being developed and maintained, and sometimes that makes it so it's hard to release on time. So that's what that red means, because there's so much demand and there's so much input and PRs, and there's just a lot of stuff for this team to do. So what I would like to do, like, let me help them. Let me help them. If I can help you learn a little bit better, and maybe we can get some PRs from the broader community, then we can help each other make all of these projects better, because Spring is open source software. So here we are. There's always going to be new releases, and we want to stay on the latest and greatest as much as possible, because here's the other thing, right? I just got done talking about the Spring team being overworked. They're doing so much for us, and I'm so grateful. But what I want you to do, if you're using Spring Cloud Gateway and you run into an issue, I don't want you to be using Spring Cloud Gateway 3 or 2 dot something, because first of all, the Spring team isn't supporting that anymore. Here, fun thing, like, and this is it's surprising, right? It only makes sense that Spring Cloud Gateway has been around for a long time. But you can imagine how the Spring team has to kind of move forward. They can't be patching 1.x versions. So they come up with a schedule, and they show you like how long things are going to be supported for. So Spring Cloud Gateway, each project has their own support schedule. So Spring Cloud Gateway 2.2.x is no longer being supported. Spring Cloud Gateway 3.0.x is no longer being supported in any way, shape, or form. So if you're using one of these versions, good luck. But if you're using one of these versions, I just showed you the easy way to kind of upgrade your stuff. I used these recipes, right? There's recipes out there. There's a Java program that knows how to upgrade your project to the latest versions. And it's easy. If you are developing your software in a way that you make it easy to upgrade, fantastic. That's kind of a new measure for software maturity, is how easy is it to upgrade. A lot of times I do this on stream, brew update. I don't think a lot about it. I'm putting a lot of trust into the upstream. I'm trying to stay inside of their guidelines. There's nothing to upgrade. But you saw me do it, sudo apt update, sudo apt upgrade. Like, let's just stay on the latest and greatest, because I would hate to leave something exposed to a CV. Just so, even if it's just security, I would hate to leave something exposed. But on top of that, they're always making things better. The better performance, the better features, all that stuff. They're always adding. That's what these releases are too. It's not just about security patches, right? These releases are also about performance and features and capabilities and your and my experience using them. So this is a really good question. How does commercial support work? I would assume that is something that you need to pay for. It absolutely is. It absolutely is. So for you and me, we're here working on stuff. If we're on the latest versions, we don't need commercial support. So here we are at 12/22/2023, and this green bar, if we're on Spring Cloud Gateway 4.1.x, the Spring team's still going to support us. If we've got an issue, we go over here to our GitHub, github.com, Spring projects, Spring Cloud Gateway, maybe? It might be under Spring Cloud. Maybe it's like this. Oh, here. Spring Cloud, and then Spring Cloud Gateway. If I've got an issue, if I find an issue, because we're here and I'm using 4.1.x, that green means that we are in support. We have open source support here, OSS support. So if I find an issue, I go over here, I create an issue. Boom. So what would be awesome, what I like to do is I just kind of like scan through these, and are any of those issues that make sense to me that I can maybe help out in? But there's a lot, right? So look at all the issues just on this one project. And now think about all of the millions of people using Spring, and think of all how many issues are coming in all the time across all of these projects. So again, I am a big fan of, I want to contribute anywhere I can. So to circle back, grabbing the snapshots, taking them for a spin, making sure that we can use them, that's a big deal. I want to do that. So you probably hear all the girls out there. My oldest is having a little girl party. So yeah, it's happening. Maybe I'll wrap it up here in a little bit. But I wanted to bring it back to our Spring Cloud Gateway. We updated, we got the latest version. I'm learning about Spring Boot 3.2.1. This is the first time that I've done it, so I realized I've got a bunch of projects I need to bring up to Spring Boot 3.2.1. Let's just do this, mvnw clean package. Let's just go and run our stuff. Let's see if it works. We expect our tests to pass. Okay, here we are. It works. Everything's looking good. So now it's about the routes. So I like to have my routes set up in my application YAML. You don't have to do that this way, but this is my favorite way, because when I have like a Spring Cloud config server and I want to add something, I can add a route. I can just add a route and restart my gateway, and then it's there. I can remove it, I can scale it, I can do all these interesting things outside of the application. I don't have to do a new release if I put these configs into a config service, for example. That's why I default to this. That's what I did in the past. That's what I like. That's what I appreciate about Spring Cloud Gateway is I still have this capability of defining routes in config. So let's go back. So that's what I do. Hopefully I answered that question. Commercial support, you call, and you're enterprise, you go and you get support because the enterprise, right, when they're building things, they might not want to put their issues out here. But also, an enterprise wants a faster response. They don't want to sit in a queue of 460. They want to kind of have some priority. And that's what you get with commercial support. But for you, for me, we can do that. And I get giddy, I get goosebumps, I get excited having a PR merged. That's a good time. So there, we're on Spring Cloud Gateway. We're on the latest. I also, in that repository, so all I did was upgrade my version. And in that repository, right, I also have, in that org, I also have the Flux. Let's just take a look and see. So what version of Spring Cloud Gateway is deployed? It's 0.0.20. Let's go and just take a look and see what we're doing. We are building. We're building our gateway. Oh, I'm doing it different. Okay, so this. I haven't touched this project in a while, so let's go ahead and just take the time to do the same things here that we did on our other project. Let's take a look at our config over here. And I've changed some conventions since I made this. Oh, it looks like it's got, oh, that's not the same. I'm not using the right builder. So let's update this first. I'm doing multi-architecture builds. So let's just jump into that. We're going to build native images for x86 and ARM64. And all we're going to do is we're going to change this to tiny. And I'm going to change this name to Sean because I'm pushing these up to GitHub. And then I think I'm going to do this. This is project name, :v project.version. And I think I have to change my project name. So I'm just following conventions to the same stuff we did earlier this week so we can get some consistency, and we'll see how it works. So project name here, I have project.groupid.project.artifactID. Okay, group ID, artifact ID. I can change this to dev.sean.service. I can change that artifact ID to just gateway. Shouldn't matter, no biggie. Of course, I don't know why we would be on Java 17 when Java 21 is middle-aged. Java 21 has been out for more than 3 months. And we get a new Java version every 6 months. So Java 21 is over the hill, right? Java 22 is going to be out in less than 3 months. I think I have a new Spring Cloud version, don't I? I'm thinking. Let me go take a quick peek. That's 2023.0.0. Let me go to my calendar. And let me see if I've got Spring Cloud. Spring Cloud. Nope, that's the latest. There's a 2021 release, but yeah, that's the latest 2023 release. We're good. And what else? Our dependencies, our versions, our actuator. I commented out the OAuth2 client. Yeah, we can come back to that later. I'm just going to take it out. Our gateway, we actually don't need this. That got put in by our recipe. We don't need this at the moment. starter test, plugin. We've got our new conventions. And now let's go look at our builds. Let's go look at our build. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to copy this one from our other project that we did earlier this week. And I'm going to put that here. Except I'm going to change the name. Circle CI project repo name. Yeah, I think that'll work. So we upgraded to Java 21. We said boot build image. What was it before? Which is fine. All right, native boot build image, which is our default. And what's this? There is no typo in the word. What are you talking about? And we got rid of the empty space. So we should be good. This should be fine. It looks like we upgraded a version of the Docker orb. No. So remember, you actually cued me in on this. So here it is. Do you know any way to get the subdomain part of my domain? I guess the gateway doesn't know about it at all since Cloudflare is in front. So this is one of those things that I came up with together with you earlier in the week. Let's show that example. So let's go draw that quick picture. Remember how I was doing, let's share for everybody. We've got a thing called a cluster, right? This is our Kubernetes cluster. In this case, we have K3D. Actually, I don't have it deployed here, but just for example, we have a cluster. Again, you guys can follow along, github.com, Sean-cloud/flux control. You can see all of the clusters that are set up and how we set them up. And in those clusters, we have things called tenants. And in those tenants, I have multiple tenants inside of a cluster. So I can deploy here. I can deploy a cluster. I can deploy a tenant. In this case, we're talking about Deshaun-dev tenant. For each tenant, no matter which cluster it's deployed to, for each tenant inside of a cluster, I want to deploy. Actually, I don't need a box there. I'm going to deploy Cloudflare D. So Cloudflare D knows how to go and take in traffic and do all the routing. But I'm also going to do things like OpenZipkin, Prometheus, Loki, so I can have my logs, metrics, and tracing, and Grafana. Like have a place to go and find all that stuff. Have a dashboard. Well, but it's going to be per tenant. One of the things that you had asked that led me to this is like, do I want to be messing with that Cloudflare D config? So let's go take a look at it. Do I want to be messing with that a bunch? Not really. Let's look at JavaGrunt. Not there. Let's go up to the tenant where that Cloudflare D is set up. And even though I'm not doing it now, I think this is the right way to do it. And we could just do it right now. Let's just do it. All right, let's go over here, github.com, javagrunt.com, because I think this is the right way to do it. So what we're going to do, we're going to slightly pivot and we're going to change the way that we do our tenants. What I'm going to say is the tenant gets to decide the routing. The gateway gets to decide the routing so that I don't have to measure or manage as a platform person. I don't have to worry about it. So what I'm going to do, follow along. I'm going to make a new repository for our com.javagrunt.service.gateway. So we're going to start, we're going to do this. Of course, we're going to do it in public. We won't add anything else yet. Right now, we're going to build that. All right, so we have a repository. Let's let's just do it real quick. This might be a fun way to do things. We're going to go and give ourselves a new fun Java Grunt com. We're going to git clone. Let's just do GitHub repo clone Java Grunt com /com dot Java Grunt dot service dot gateway. So give me that repo. And then let's go into there. Actually, let's not do that yet. Let's go over here. Let's get started at start.spring.io. And then we're going to build a Maven project with Spring Boot 3.2.1. Our group is com.javagrunt.service. Our artifact is gateway. Good. We're of course use Java 21. And what are we going to put in there? Well, we want the gateway so we can handle our routing. Oh, now let me step back. Now we've got two options for our gateway. We have a reactive gateway and we have the MVC gateway. I think I'm going to leave this as the reactive gateway because I can use my same configs. So I'm going to start here with the reactive gateway. You don't have to, but I'm going to start here. I'm going to do Graal VM because I'm building this image for ARM64 and AMD64. I'm going to add my DevTools. Of course, we have to have the actuator because we're going to be production ready. What else am I missing? We might as well do Spring REST docs. If I'm going to add that. Yeah, might as well. What else? I feel like I'm missing something. We're not going to use Lombok. We're not going to do that. Ooh, oh, test containers. Oh, I think you talked about, yeah, session. So let's do Redis.
Do you guys want to eat pizza?
I like pizza.
Okay.
Hi.
Are you coming?
Yeah,
What are you eating?
I'll wrap up. That's breakfast.
Okay. Where's Logan?
Logan? He's upstairs for a while. Are you eating right now?
What?
Are you eating right now?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll wrap up.
Okay.
All right, well, you heard it here. Jonas, I will, this is what I would do. I'm going to go here and I'm going to add a session. And we're going to let the gateway handle session. Yeah, like get pulled into a meeting. I'm going to wrap up. Yeah, you didn't miss much. We didn't really like knock out anything today. I got pulled in a bunch of different directions. We got a little girl party happening and we're coming into the holidays. Logan helped me set up a cluster of Raspberry Pi. We got the Raspberry Pi set up and running. We got 3 other Raspberry Pi 4s that are stacked over there. And that's what the Legos are. All right, that's what we're looking at here with the Legos. Is there's 4 Raspberry Pis under that. We're rebuilding some clusters, and yeah, and then yeah, we kind of went down this path of, hey, let's build a Spring Cloud gateway for Java Grunt. But I want to just like wrap that up. What I want to do is I want to make it so that my Cloudflare D, and this is the question that you were asking, I want to make it so that the Cloudflare D just points to the gateway. So down here in the route here for Java Grunt, I could make it so that instead of having YouTube listener defined here, I could just say star.javagrunt.com goes here. And then for the service, I'd put that $1. So put a star here and then put $1 there. And then we just automatically route to, if I went to youtube.javagrunt, youtubelistener.javagrunt.com, it would automatically route to youtubelistener.javagrunt.com. Or I could have everything go to the gateway. So gateway-service, and then let the gateway service read those host headers. So pass in the host header information or grab it. That's, I think, the right way to do it, so that I don't have to constantly be modifying the Cloudflare D YAML, and it puts it into the hands of the tenant to handle the routing. Yes. So host header will be the URL to the gateway. Will be the URL the gateway know about. Yeah, because when you deploy your gateway, so the way I'm deploying these is this is the tenant, and I'll have gateway dash service here. But everything that comes in, right? I only have one role here. I'll only have one route. Star.javagrant.com will go to the gateway. Gateway-service.javagrant.com. So everything will go there, but I'll have to capture like which URL were you trying to go to? Which host name were you trying to go to? So I'll have to capture that star as a $1. And I'll pass that $1, maybe not as a host header, maybe as another proxy forward URL, but I'll share that. So we'll come back. I'll work on this. This is the model I think is the right way to do it for what we're doing, right? That'll simplify our headache quite a bit because as I add more services, I don't want to have a bunch of things and I could just route internally. Put the gateway routing into the hands of the tenant. Does that make sense? So where I would go here, let's go look. Cloud Clarity. Yeah, I think here we have I think I actually go through there. No, not there. Oh, here we go, configure. So here I have all the things I can pass along. So as we're setting up one of these, I can pass along, not the timeout, not the proxy. No. I'm looking for the same thing I did here. Sorry. I'm looking for where is that list of configs? Where's the list of configs that I got the HTTP host header origin request? Hello. There's another set of these. Host name, origin request. Here we go. I'm in the right area. I want to grab the host and the route. Host name comes in, right? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab host name, star.example.com, but I want to grab that star and I want to pass it along. And I think it's just service, and then we pass in like a $1. I don't see an example of it. But I don't want to do a bunch of hosts because I don't want to expose everything. I want the gateway to handle all of the routing. I want the gateway to handle the routing. So Cloudflare D says, hey, you're coming to the domain, and then the gate will handle the routing. Because, again, if we're thinking about this in a platform perspective, I want the tenant to have that capability. I don't want them to have to open up a ticket to manage that Cloudflare D config, because those are two different buckets, remember. So what's in Deshaun dash cloud in this Flux control, that's platform team. That's the platform team. Other way, right? But everything that's in that Deshaun dash dev repo, if you've got your gateway configs and you can route.
Here, because the girls were about to say something I didn't want to hear.
Okay. If you've got your gateway, you're in control of that routing. Just send everything to javagrant.com to my gateway, and then I'll handle the routing. So potentially instead of gateway, I can use some sort of reverse proxy to do routing as well. Yes, absolutely you could. But what we're doing is we're using Cloudflare D to do not only ingress, like we're connecting Cloudflare D all the way up to the cloud, so we can run it on Raspberry Pis from anywhere. We'll talk about where I ran it on a plane. I had my laptop connected to Cloudflare D, and as I was flying from San Francisco to Kansas City, the Twitterverse, was able to connect to my laptop and make calls to that API that I had deployed on my laptop while I was flying over the country. Spring Boot on the edge. So all of this kind of ties in together, and like as I do more streams, it'll start to come together. But yeah, we're learning, we're iterating, and I think that having the gateway be the only route that we have inside of Cloudflare D, we push all of that config, and we give that ability to the tenant. And I think that's the right way to do it. So let's do this. If Logan's getting kicked out upstairs, I probably don't want to be up there. But I want to take a break, and I want to come back. I want to invite you back to the stream with Jitter Ted. So Jitter Ted, that's going to be in an hour or two, 2 hours, around 2 o'clock Central. We're going to jump on Jitter Ted's, and we're going to pair. And he's way smarter than I am. He's going to be able to answer a lot of these questions, and yeah, we'll see you there hopefully. But that'll be fun, and I think we had fun this morning. Like I don't feel like I accomplished a whole lot, but I did have fun. Like my mind is working, my noodles are going, and yeah, I'm gonna finish this. I'm gonna generate this project, and I'm gonna upload it. I think I have everything here. Test containers, do the Redis, do the Spring Session. Actually, I'm gonna wait on that. No, I shouldn't wait. I should just do it. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. I have Redis, test containers. I think that's everything that I want for my gateway. So let's just build it, generate it. I've got a gateway project here. Let's save it. Then let's just go over here and let's say unzip downloads gateway.zip into com Java Grunt service gateway. Can I do that? We'll do it this way. Move gateway star to com Java Grunt service gateway. Move gateway dot MBN to that same service gateway. And lastly, move gateway dot get ignore to this. And then let's go in there, service gateway, get status, get add, all those things, get commit, initializer, get push. This is where we'll start. So that's up there. Now we have a gateway. Now is where I do the other things to make it work. So this is, I have like a lot of one-off things. I want to make it easy to get to production. So what I should be doing is I have my initializer plus plus, github.com, Deshaun. I have this project that is a Spring Shell project that, let's bring that down, that I use. It's got some commands that I use across all my projects that does my conventions. All those things that you do for all your projects, I put it into a Spring Shell. But I want to put it into a Spring CLI. So just like we saw earlier, Spring CLI has this capability where I can add projects. I just want to make a project that has all those commands that I do. I want to make a project that has those so I can, yeah, maintain and be like the cool kids. So right here, what are the things that I do? Okay, we're here. I do initializer plus plus. I do project description. I do the project name. I do the project version. But now look, I've changed the way I do my project name. I got to go update my initializer plus plus to do these new things. But we'll keep on going. And I do the multi-arch builder. And is there anything else that I do? Help. These are the things. I don't need that. I don't need that. Multi-arch manifest. I can do that. But I do the multi-arch builder, project name. I don't need Spring format. I do the project version. And description. Yeah, I'm good. So that's modified my pom.xml that I took out of start.spring.io. It's modified. It's changed a little bit. I set my version 0. Oh, I didn't do the extensions. I also add my extensions. So this is how I do my versions. I believe that there's a 1.7.1 here. I got to upgrade my initializer so I can do this across all the things. And I also need to change this. I don't want snapshots and I don't want dirty. And there we go. So we're here. And now when I do a version, when I do a build, I don't have to worry about modifying my POM XML. I take the version of the tag that got released. And when I do builds, I'm just building based on a tag. So I've got a simple gateway here. Main, Java, again, some other things that I like to do. Because I'm just, it's my convention. I'm going to refactor. I'm going to rename this from gateway application to just application. Refactor. Yeah, select all. Do it. So I'm changing application, gateway application, application. I've done those things. That doesn't really do anything, but it's just my convention. So that as I'm looking through logs, I can say, hey, the application class. And do I need to do anything else? I think the only other thing I need to do here is I can configure my routes. So let's do this. Let's do this. Let's take a look at what would this route look like. So I'm going to change it to refactor, rename from application.properties to application.yaml. I'm going to go over and look at the Deshaun-dev project that we were just looking at. This one. Right, there's nothing else I need here. There's nothing else I need here. What's happening? Oh, we got to change the GraalVM version. Hello. But there's no changes needed. The only thing I need to do to get this gateway out is I'm going to grab some stuff. I'm going to grab this config. So we're back to the Java Grunt Service Gateway. We're here. I'm grabbing some service config. I'm going to expose all the stuff. Yeah, I'm going to give it this, again, it's gateway service, right? That matches my conventions. And what we're going to say here now, this is the trick. This is the ID. We're going to use our normal URL to go to Let me think here. If I use Eureka, I don't have to know the inner workings of Kubernetes. So here's a reason why I might want to use Eureka. Because what would be nice is, I think all I'd have to do is say YouTube listener for anything. Nope, for the predicate was a host equals YouTube listener dot javagrunt.com. So we registered this with the service, and maybe we want to give it that URL, maybe we don't, but whatever, I can always re-register it, but maybe a better idea is at at https javagrunt.com. Like, let's just say that's our gateway. Maybe I want YouTube listener. Maybe that's a better URL to register with YouTube, so that it's coming here, it's going to the gateway, and then I just use the path as the route. I could have the same, right? It really kind of depends on how you want to expose things. Because I also know that I have off, typically. When I'm creating my own JWTs, I'm gonna expose this, and that's where I'd want to do that host routing. So this is something interesting, but maybe I want to do it this way. Put the YouTube listener on a path instead of having to expose a bunch of hosts, right? It's that way, or this is the way it is now. It just depends on what you want to match on, right? Do you want to match on the host, or do you want to match on the path? Either way, that's what we can do with our predicate, right? We can match either way. We can actually match both, right? So this is what we would do. Jonas, this is, I think this is the right way to go. So let's just go down that path and let's see what we come up with, keeping in mind that we're wanting to do per, like Cloudflare D, ingress per tenant that we can copy across all of the different clusters that we deploy to. And we want to have some of these, available backing services for the other things that we expect: metrics, logs, tracing, alerting, dashboards, etc. You should have that. You should be able to get to it. But let's just go down that path. Let's see where it takes us. And yeah, we'll learn together. So right now, I think I'm gonna go. I said I was gonna, keep it short since it was holidays, and I want to go hang out with my kids. We had guests and all that good stuff, but it was fun for me. My head is racing. I'm gonna be on with Jitter Ted here in about an hour and a half over on Twitch. So if you get a chance, would love to see you over there. I don't know what we're gonna work on, but we'll figure it out. And yeah, enjoy. If you've got questions, ask. You know how to get a hold of me. That's where all the stuff is. All the answers are over there. Didn't really finish anything. Made a little bit of progress on a bunch of things, but didn't really finish anything today. That's okay. That's okay. We'll come back. We'll get it there. No rush. Infinite ways to get there. There's no shortcuts. So thank you for joining. I think I have, I might have a new thing. My son made some videos for me. I thought I had an outro, but maybe I don't. And that's okay. We're here. We're doing stuff. Oop, let's remove that. Thank you for joining. Thanks for hanging out. I might do a little bit more streaming tomorrow. Again, Jitter Ted later today. Maybe I'll stream tomorrow. And yeah, but I'll probably take a break until after the holidays. So yeah, hope to see you back after the new year. All right. Thanks. Take care. It was fun.